right, mic check, Lords, what's going on? Anchorman, what's going on, brother? Hope you're feeling better, brother. Thinking about you. Yes, please, everybody stay safe, wear a mask, man. Be careful out there. No doubt. Alex, what's going on? Keep your TCL safe. Christopher Hart, what's going on? How my levels are sounding, y'all? Make sure I'm sounding all right. Talking to y'all. What's going on? Mostly Martinez from Twitch. What's going on, bro? What's going on? I see you. Let me know how my levels are. So y'all can hear me all right. ChrisLee, I see you in there, man. Salute to you. Let's charge you for the Yo, Stitch, it's not rigged, bro. You gotta stay. You gotta stay to the end. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. That sounds good. Turn your mic up a tiny peak, just a tiny peak. See, I will do that, but then they say my laugh is too loud. And you know how I like to laugh, so. So let's see how it go. I might turn myself slight.
Question: how many people in the chat's heard of Mr. Beast? I'm curious. How many people in the chat has heard of Mr. Beast?
All right, let them know, chat. Bosnian? I never seen that name. Bosnian, what's going on? Corey Mosley, what's going on? So yeah, we should have the king rolling up in here soon. I spoke to Brandon. He'll be pulling up as well. You know what I'm saying? Actually, Anchorman says he's heard of him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, AKW 1 week to the Series X. You know them giveaways going down today. You know them giveaways happening. Make sure y'all took care of Solve. Scrub Nurse, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, Lucia said, who hasn't heard of Mr. Beast? So they know about. He said, I know my Beast ain't give out TC. Yo, I'm done. All right, Stitch. Yeah, you ain't nice to me when we do Switch topics, Stitch, so stop it. Don't try to play nice now. Don't be on good behavior now because we're giving away consoles. Don't try to be nice. Yo, anyway, I'm about to mute because you know King pulling up. And we will get Brandin Tyrrel in here and have some fun today. Big show, a lot of stuff going on. So we will see y'all in a bit.
quiet.
Yo, Messi. And we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords podcast. And now live on lordsofgaming.net. Episode number 182. Yeah, hit that refresh button on LogNet, y'all. Y'all can watch it there too. And it's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. I'm extremely excited about our special guest. And we've got Halo Infinite losing a top director, PlayStation Plus gearing up for Game Pass, and the Nintendo. What? What you say, kid? You're hilarious.
No, I hear echo.
Oh, you hear echo?
Yeah.
What about? I'm good. I'm good. I don't know if you guys hear anything.
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't
hear it. Maybe it's you can check.
No,
I think that's definitely on your side.
User error and the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase to discuss. So we gonna get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord who is not only a seasoned veteran within our games industry, but whose pure passion truly shines in all aspects of journalism and multimedia. Whether it be his balanced perspectives on game development or informative renewal analysis, all done with the utmost professionalism. Introducing the senior editor at IGN and a panelist of Podcast Unlocked, the coffee lord of breakfast, dominator of Unlocked Trivia, and my fellow red and gold 49er brethren. Woo! Let's go, baby. Live from Oakland and kind enough to make his debut into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Brandin Tyrrel. How we doing, sir?
Good morning. Good morning.
You woke now.
Yeah, that was a hell of an intro, I gotta say. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it, brother, man. You are a lord at what you do. It's only right we show you the proper respect here at the round table. First of all, how you doing? What's been going on with you and IGN, and just what you been playing, man?
Oh, things are good. It's the busy season, so we are full steam ahead on a bunch of, next gen is a huge topic coming up. Obviously, big games coming out for next gen. So just lots of work,
can imagine.
lots of work, but it's good. Playing wise, I'm kind of bouncing all over. I'm still messing around with Hades a little bit.
Sav is very happy. Sav is very happy with that choice.
And it's on my short list. I gotta say, it's on my short list for Game of the Year. So
that's what we doing, Brandon. Is that much?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's so good. It's so good. Okay. Couple of others to come out that I still want to check out, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at that one come voting time.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. So much going on, man. Again, pleasure to have you. We got to get this show rolling. So you already know we have the four horsemen of gaming, those original lords of the realm, here at the round table with our updated, time-sensitive guest intros. My co-host and the co-host, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, lord of his own world, and the how of the young wolf, my man, Lord Addict. How we doing, sir?
Did you just put some random name, Lord of his own world? Man, I feel like there needs.
Addict's World.
I feel like there needs to be like a vote before you just start adding to our names.
How you gonna complain? First, y'all say I don't update your intros. Then I update it. And
we don't get the intros. You update them, but we don't get them.
You don't get no say.
No, we don't.
What you been playing, sir?
I've been playing Watchdog Legions. Actually, I first off, I want to apologize for missing 2 weeks. Definitely a lot of stuff going on. One thing I do want to point out to the chat is there's this game called Vigil of the Longest Night. You guys should really go check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really good, like, kind of Dark Souls, like Metroidvania type of game, and I think you guys would enjoy that. For whoever that's relevant to, I know a lot of people in the chat don't like those kind of Souls games. Watch Dogs is we'll get to that here in a little bit.
Man's hit you with time already. Come on, he just came back. Stop. That has been it, sir.
I just want to remind Meds that I have access to block you. So I want you to be very close to that.
Shout out to me. Oh wow. Oh, we got somebody to join the room. So soft.
Give me a moment.
Oh, that's my dude.
That's Rain. Rain
Yeah.
G4.
Hold on a second. I apologize. We have Rain G4. Welcome to the realm, sir.
Salute.
Put the crest in the
crest
chat.
up in there for our brother, man. Thank you for joining the realm, so I appreciate it. Shout out to Gerald Max, says Brandon Oakland in the house. That's what's up. Okay. Reppin'. And of course, we have our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single player selfish experience, and also the Sostradamus, the Lord of Clarity and Patreon of the Iron Bank. My man, Lord Sovereign, how we doing, sir?
Doing well, man. Doing very well. Tired, but as always. But
No doubt. Working hard.
Yeah, working hard. Managed to get in a little bit of UFC and boxing last night. I know King will elaborate a little bit on that. And
Yes, sir.
And then in terms of what I've been playing, I actually got to play something this past week a little bit. So I got like Lord Brandon, I'm playing Hades. Hades is definitely on my short list. Like I said last week, I think, right? As of right now, it is my game of the year.
Whoa.
It's really, it's up there.
Wow.
So I got to play that a little bit more, and I still suck at it, but whatever. I love it. And then I played the demo for Age of Calamity. And I will just say that I don't like Musou games. It is beautiful. I'll watch a YouTube video and I'll get the lore, I'll get the story. But in terms of the gameplay of a Musou game, and everything that happens in a game is bombastic. Every explosion, every attack is absolutely crazy. It just feels like it's on autopilot for me, and it's something that I just don't gravitate to. So I played it. It was fine. Everything about it in terms of production value seems amazing, but it's just not for me in terms of
not for the sub. We get it.
No.
It's all good, brother. And of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the XS Gamer.
Ooh.
The prophet of Xbox, king of the statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience. It is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how are we doing, sir?
Oh, you know how I'm doing. You saw what it was. Happy Halloweeny to all the people. Hope you got all your candies and hope you checked them and make sure the kids, didn't get anything bad from these creeps out in the street.
Wow. Thank you for the public service announcement.
Yes. Make sure you check the candies for the kiddies. But
salute.
Yesterday I was watching Javante Tank Davis versus Lito Santa Cruz at the first boxing event that had live spectators in attendance, and it was something to behold. I thought Lito would be able to hold Tank off if he can take him deep, into later rounds. Tank gave him an uppercut that separated his consciousness from his body.
It was
knockout of the year.
It was. He literally put him under the rope.
Oh, he's under the rope. We saw the bottom of the feet.
His leg was bent up under his body. He folded up like a lawn chair. He hit him with because in 1 second he was there, then the next second he was not. Jesus. And it got kind of scary because he laid there literally for probably 2 minutes.
Lifeless. We don't know if he gonna make it.
I said, man. I said, the way he fell, I hope he can move all his limbs. Because and if he was scared Tank, because Tank was, celebrating across the ring, and he realized that Lito was laying there a little bit too long.
And then he got worried. He got
worried.
That's what's
he went over there for him. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if any of you lightweight dudes think you're gonna get in there with Tank, you better watch yourself.
No doubt, man.
So
what you been playing, sir?
First I've been watching Last Word.
Real quick.
Okay, what's
I'm
sorry.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we had a poll up.
Okay.
It just for the new emotes, it did take me a couple minutes to get it taken care of. But now, if you're a member of the realm, you have access to the
You
time.
can do that on your phone. Why are you here? Like, why are you here? Like,
segment. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Get out of here.
He bad in this segment. Continue.
Anyway, like I was saying, I was playing Scourgebringer on Game Pass. Try that game; it's fabulous. But I'm right now on Katana Zero. I ended the game and I started it over again.
Right.
I love the game so much. It's not a roguelike. It's just a pure action game with a rewind feature. Is one hit kill. It's a very tough game to play, but it's fantastic. It is very rewarding. If you get past the board, you definitely feel like you accomplished something once you pass that board. And I was watching The Last Word with
shout out to Rick Cactus, shout out to the crew, Evantis
was out there, and I'm watching my mans and them get busy, and if you watch the new KOS that's up, you heard me give a complete shout out to my man Cog on his journey back home to Xbox.
From the evil PC.
Yes, we will be ripping him from the so-called PC unmastered race, and he'll be back in Destiny on Xbox.
You hear that, Cat Daddy? You see, it's meant to be. No doubt. So that's been it, sir.
That's it, sir.
All right, no doubt. Addict, if you want to get those bars off. As far, I think we talked about the new emotes. We had a poll up, some stuff going on. He may have stepped away for a minute, but we'll get him on his comeback. And of course, we have the gaming ninja himself, the Shinobi Unlocked, LordCognito. She didn't realize it. Mario escaped the game, yo. They clouded on Mario. Spread their realness in the realm of the ILP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Yeah, shout out to The Last Word, Ebantis, my man Rick Cactus was in the building. Some fun talk. Like I said, getting ready for Beyond Light. Check that out when you get a chance. Hilarious show. As for me, it's been up control, Solve, on the
really?
On the Switch. The cloud powered.
The Vaseline edition.
Let's let it open, brother. There's ray tracing here. There's a performance mode. There's a graphics mode. I was very, very impressed, sir. So shout out to them and obviously Big Destiny. Let's get these super chats real quick, so because I know we got a couple.
Okay, so we have first off we have Tazuichi with the $5 super chat. Sup, Lord? Great night of fights last night, Lord. Lord Cog better beat control on Switch with that Vaseline.
Yo, shout out to Caboose with that neck gate. I see you, baby. Feed the wolves. I see you.
Then we have Squirrely Dan with the $2 super chat. Addict's beard is mad Grizzly Adams.
Oh my God, you're messy.
Yeah, Addict's beard is wild. And then we have Cedric H with the $10 super chat. Good morning, Lords. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
And then we have, give me a moment. We have Smitty Smith with the $5 super chat. Ghost Rider, KOS. Hashtag stay collecting. That Ghost Rider.
That Ghost Rider's fire, king of the statues. You already know.
Yes. Then we have Tony Bryant with the $5 super chat. Feed the wolves. Katana Zero is the devil. The devil, I say.
Shout out to Tony Bryant. Wearing the gator in the picture. I see you.
Yeah. And we have Smitty Smith once again with the $5 super chat. The last word is the best word. Wow. Salute, Lord Cog.
Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. You already know. So yeah, we all caught up, man. Like I said, so we got that going on. But yeah, man, we're gonna breeze through. It's that time of the month again. And, we here at LordsGaming.net, man, the editorial team, we like to pay homage, to the great writers and the scribes in the realm. We're super proud of what we're doing as a website. And just the consistent growth, the trajectory has been really cool to see and all the contributions of the writing team. So, yeah, man, it's that time of the month, man. We definitely want to acknowledge last month's most exceptional writer at LogNet, that scribe of the month. So, for October 2020, the scribe of the month is Hector Ramirez, a.k.a. Lord Macho. Put your hands together, man. Lord Macho. King, what is going on? Don't scare the scribe of the month, sir.
That's my man.
You got Brandon laughing.
Macho, my man.
Macho, that is not what you win. This was not planned. But salute to him, man. Lord Macho is amazing. He's a pleasure to work with. He has been killing it with the articles, the walkthroughs. If you want to know about Genshin Impact, man, he's got some tremendous articles right now up on Genshin Impact. Obviously, pre-pandemic King, you already know we worked with them as far as impacts, outstanding video production. His translation. Remember, and assisting us when we got the Platinum Games interview with
I'm gonna tell you, man, he's a rising star. He's definitely a rising star.
And recently, you can't with that, man. And recently promoted, to assistant editor. So salute. Lord Macho, put your hands together, man. Tremendous.
Macho.
Exactly. I love what you're doing, brother.
I've already taken care of the man.
We've taken care of the rewards. He's in the chat.
It's
Macho's in the chat. Macho's in the chat. He's laughing. He's laughing at King. He's laughing. But you are the scribe of the month, sir. Well deserved, man. Well deserved. And you already know you're going to be immortalized on the website. If you go to LordsOfGaming.net right now, Macho's name, his likeness is there. And you can see all his work, all the stuff that he's worked on. Again, outstanding work, brother. Long net all day. You already know. Salute.
Macho.
All right. So we all caught up. Is Addict back? Nope, Addict not back. Okay. So what I was gonna ask is now that we got into actually get the super chat for a second.
We have Tony Bryant with the $5 super chat. Prayers up, wise old gamer. Big surgery tomorrow.
Wow.
Putting it in the university will be okay, sir. Yes, fantastic.
Yeah, please, man. Salute. Prayers to wise old.
No doubt.
Okay.
Send out prayers to wise old gamer. Send out prayers to our boy Cat Daddy Fat Stacks.
Yes.
He recently went through a situation over there with the hurricane. Had some damage. Thankfully the family's okay, but you know.
Also, Lord Mojo Blues is in the hospital, y'all. Mm-hmm. So definitely send our thoughts with him and in his recovery and stuff like that, man. But we gotta move on, have some fun, hopefully in the realm. But yeah, man. Now, what's up? Oh yeah, that's right. My fault. Sorry.
Actually, I'll let you describe it because I don't know anything about this game. So,
we have one giveaway we're gonna set off right now. Y'all already know November 10th, the Beyond Light. That stranger, you know what I'm saying, comes back into the realm. So, Mojo's in the chat. Salute, brother. Thank you. Destiny Show in the chat. What's going on, brother? Salute. You already know. So we want to, we got that giveaway, that tremendous Beyond Light statue, Xbox edition. It is time to announce the winner, Solve.
And the winner, before that, once again, thank you to Lord Snaldo, king of the band hammer. Once again, Lord Snaldo had to sift through literally almost 1,000 bogus entries.
Salute to all the frauds.
You tried.
For all this hard, you tried, but Lord Snaldo is not having that. So the winner of our Destiny giveaway is Lord HaloInfinite TV.
Oh
wow!
Yeah.
Halo the Dawn. What's going on, brother?
Exactly. Yeah. So, I'm not gonna put the government out there. So we won't do that.
Said Melvin.
We won't do that. Located at. So congratulations to you, sir. We will get you all the information that's necessary for you to receive your game and your statue, because that I have to say, as someone who doesn't play Destiny, that is a fantastic looking statue.
Oh, thank you. How nice of you.
How would you even know that? You don't play Destiny.
I do have eyes.
That could be the worst expansion that we ever have, and we're taking pity on.
Oh well, thank God I don't play Destiny then.
Yo, Addict, you want to jump off the emote winners?
Oh wait, real quick before Addict says the emote thing.
Sorry.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you know that today is the day. Today is the day we will be giving away this Xbox Series X and this PlayStation 5. But in order to find out who wins, you're going to have to wait to the end of the show.
Exactly. You're going to have to stay.
You're going to have to stay. Stick around, baby.
That's right. You got to deal with King in that mask.
Exactly.
This is Halloween time.
Sir, it's the first. Halloween's over.
All right. Listen, an hour fell back, and so did a day. Halloweeny, baby.
You're out of control. Addict, sir, you want to do the
Yeah, before I was rudely interrupted saying Iron Lord stuff. It wasn't like I was just popping off, but we won't go into that.
You can do that now. You can do whatever you want.
Time, King, time.
So we the Lords, we got a free emote. We like to give back and let the members and the Patreon choose what it was, and by like an overwhelming, it wasn't even close. Time won by I'm wanting to say like 80%. Like time won by a long shot. Wow. So we have that in the chat for you guys, for the members.
Oh, it's right now. Perfect Shogun's using it.
And we got it in the chat for the members. You could just throw that out if you guys want.
Good. It looks good. Yeah, the chat's Dizzy's using it. Jonathan V.
The reason it took me so long is I had to edit it.
No, that looks really good, sir. I like the chat. The time they're telling us to shut up and move on with the time. Thank you.
All right.
They're utilizing it already.
So we have a super chat from Perfect Shogun for the $5 super chat. Welcome to the realm, Lord Brandon. The Iron Lords podcast is the only show with a like button that supports all RDNA 2 features.
Oh my God! Hit it. We're fully featured RDNA 2.
I approve that message.
That's kind of messy. I love that. That's kind of fun. So we all set, guys?
We are all set. Let's go.
All right, let's get into it, man. So, of course, you already know that we've gotten into everything what the Lords have been playing, all the sweepstakes. We still got more going on. But now we want to focus on Lord Brandin Tyrrel, his video game system history, his journey into various roles in the games industry, including stops at Namco and EA, and, of course, what led him to becoming the senior editor of IGN and the panelist of the amazing Unlocked. So, Lord Brandin, let's start from the very beginning. What was some of the first video game systems you had, and what got you into gaming?
Wow. Okay. Well, that's what a topic, huh? Yeah, like I think most kids my age, I started with the NES, that big gray box.
Oh, yeah.
Still have it downstairs. It's very yellow now. It's seen better days, but it's like it's a little piece of my gaming history. So I'm gonna hold on to it as long as I can.
Salute.
Yeah, I came up through Nintendo. I mean, the 80s and 90s were really dominated in the early parts before, I dipped out of Nintendo. I never got into the SNES, unfortunately. I didn't grow up real well off. So like a new console was every couple of years for Christmas, maybe if I was good, right? So I went to the NES to the then I jumped ship and went to Genesis.
Oh, you traded. You came to the good guys.
Yeah.
Continue. Yeah. Genesis does.
Joe Montana's NFL 1994.
Bro, with the sports talk and the voice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There's nothing tight end slants. Everybody.
There's nothing I hate more than old sports talk.
Shut your young wolf mouth up.
The halfback pass. I love the halfback pass.
Bro,
there were about 4 plays that were a guaranteed touchdown.
Yeah. Shout out to the money plays of Joe Montana. Bro. Amazing. Yeah. Now, wait, because there was 2, right? There was a standard one, and then there was a sequel, which was Sports Talk. Am I getting it right?
There was the first one. I don't believe the first one was Sports Talk. The second one was, and then everyone after that was.
Yeah. So which one you had, Lord Brandin?
I don't remember. I'll be honest with you. That was a long time ago.
If it talked, then it was Sports Talk. Yeah.
No. It was Quarterback Club, I think.
Okay.
But again, like my memory, not great. Like I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. So. Yeah, it's weird. Like my early gaming memories, there are like very vivid pictures of games that I was playing: Marble Madness, Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, and then I basically jumped like 15 years. But no, I went NES, then Genesis, and then I got that that gorgeous hunk of translucent green plastic that was the N64. Donkey Kong with the expansion card.
That actually probably has the most memories for me.
That was the big item. I remember. I freaked out when I got that.
Nice.
So did a lot of gaming on the N64, and then I think I went PlayStation after that. I didn't get a PS1 when it was out. Okay. I didn't get a PS2 either, but I had friends. I'd go over to their houses. I'd play that. And then years later, my mom picked me up the PS. Was it the PS? It's basically the one that you fit in your pocket.
Oh yeah.
And this was like the mid-aughts or the early aughts, so everyone wore parachute pants or cargo pants, and like I would carry that bad boy around like to school.
Yes.
Even though I didn't have the display or the wires.
You just had the count. You was good.
It's like a security blanket. Yeah. But yeah, like I started getting really into RPGs at that time, so played a lot of like Breath of Fire, Legend of Dragoon, the Chrono series.
Oh, that was such good games.
Yeah.
Oh, Attic approves.
Yeah, such good games.
I mean, games are so expensive back then, but you get 90 hours out of a good JRPG. So
now you can spend 90 hours on fetch quests.
Oh God.
We'll talk about my WoW history in a minute. Yeah. So PlayStation X, and then I don't recall getting another console until I purchased my first one. I bought my Xbox, the original Xbox.
OG. Okay.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to transition? Because again, they're relatively new at that time, right? PlayStation's pretty much the market leader, and then Microsoft kind of jumps into the game. So what excited you about wanting to get the OG Xbox?
Same thing that excites me about Xbox now is the community. Like I had friends who owned one, and I heard tales of this new shooter. I heard tales of this new shooter that you could play locally with your friends on a map called Blood Gulch.
Legendary.
And I was like, what is this new shooter? I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's for me. And I had seen the Halo commercials, and I'll be honest with you, I was like, that looks stupid.
Brandon was hating. He was hating.
You know what's crazy, Brandon? I'm like one of the very few people that I got into the Xbox brand because of Fable. I didn't get into it because of Halo.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so Fable was my next big purchase, but I got into my best friend in the world, you know, that I knew since I was 12. I was over at his house every weekend, and he had a bunch of little brothers, so we always had 4 people to play Halo on. And so it was just Blood Gulch, Battle Creek, like all of these amazing maps,
Hang 'em high.
Oh my god! And this was it Lockdown? I want to say, or was that Halo 2?
No, it's Halo 2.
Okay, but this relationship went on forever. We would play local Halo through 1, 2, 3. So there's just a lot of really, really good memories for me. And then, you know, I'm a big I'm a big fantasy nerd. I'm a big role playing game nerd. So like Fable came out, and I was like, I remember the trailer, and I've talked about this on Unlocked before. Yep. It's just sweeping camera coming down. It's like, welcome to the world of Albion. And I'm like, I'm in.
That's all you did.
I'm in. Oh, there's a werewolf? I'm in.
And you know what's crazy? Like this remake, that gives me the same vibe. The trailer that we just had for this new Fable, like with the toad eating up the fairy and stuff. Like that has the same vibe.
I cannot wait to see gameplay, because what really sold me about Fable was I mean the setting, it's a fantasy game, but it was Western, right? Like I was able to connect to it in ways that I couldn't really with JRPGs. I find JRPGs to be very character centric, and that's sort of one of the hallmarks of them, right? Whereas Western RPGs tend to lean a little more towards immersion, like you see with Skyrim.
Yes.
So with Fable, like I remember and thinking back, like how dumb I was as I'm thinking back, and I'm like, wait, when you get cut in the face, you get a scar?
Yeah, that was revolutionary.
Next generation.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was a big thing.
Yeah. And like you go evil, you get devil. You go good, you get a halo. And like these small little gimmicks, I remember thinking just like, this is the future. Guys,
I remember Peter Molyneux. Like I remember him talking about him. Like, oh my god!
I remember the first time. I remember the first time I played Fable, and I went to the Chapel of Storms. I think that's what his name was. And they said I got to sacrifice people to get like a legendary dark weapon. I'm like, what are they doing right now? I'm ready to get followers. You had to get followers, take them to that place, and sacrifice them to be able to get like the dark weapon that was in it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It was dark. It was dark.
Like, that game was a lot more adult than people remember. Like,
and shout out. I mean, I know he gets a lot of crap sometimes. I'll never forgive him for Milo and Project Natal, but he knows how to sell. Peter Molyneux, he knew how to sell that thing, man. Like, he was the face of these games as far as the presentation. I remember those trailers, Lord Brad, like you were saying. It was revolutionary for its time. It did a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I completely agree. So Faye would definitely had its mark for you on the OG.
Yeah. And Peter Molyneux, I mean, you're right. He was excellent at selling his vision. I think he's an excellent salesman and a really innovative sort of kind of design mind. But there were some elements where it's like, you're going to care about the dog. And spoiler alert, I didn't really care about the dog. I was sad when the thing happens. Are we worried about spoilers?
So we're worried about spoilers. Attic, is that approved?
The game's like, I feel like 20 years old. If you ain't played it by now, that's your fault, man.
I don't know what they're gonna pull back for the remake, so I'm gonna go light. But there are things that
there better not be no dog like that in this remake.
It just felt like it was set up to get a reaction out of you. You know, it's like, hey, do you want this? You want it? Have it.
Yep. Yo, shout out to Hyde in the chat. Debauchery achievement. Oh my god.
Yes.
Funny, man. No, real quick, Lord Brad. Let's get a couple of super chats real quick.
Yes, we have Stitch with the $2 super chat. You should start with the last topic. I guess he wants all that Nintendo smoke first.
Yes.
Then we have Big Cloud Gaming with the $5 super chat. It's the Lord's Day. Hit that like button. LOL, David over here looking like the Bone Collector with that mask on.
You got a different one on now.
Switched over to Batman now.
Now I'm Vengeance.
And then we have Six Layer with the $2 super chat. Good morning, sir. Say something, please.
the Lord of TV optimization and OLEDs. My man, Slayer, what's going on? So we okay?
Yeah, we're caught up.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, tremendous. So then, okay, so then so those were most of the standouts you played on OG, and then you transitioned to 360, or what was your next progression?
There were a ton, man. Like, you know, that Mech Assault got me into Xbox Live, of course, Halo. And ever since then, I've been in the Xbox ecosystem. I haven't left. Of course, I've picked up other systems, but, you know, I bought a PS3 with the Uncharted and God of War packages. I don't think I ever opened those packages, but
really,
I'm not throwing shade or anything. I'm just like, you know, I get really excited about video games, and I'm like, I must have it. And when you hit a certain age, you start having a little bit of disposable income. You can make some real bad decisions. But yeah, you know, ever since picking up the OG Xbox, I went out and, you know, by that time I had a job, so I bought my 360, then I bought a PS3, and then a 1, and so sort of the rest is history. But what really got me was the 360. That was my sort of coming of age console, where I felt like I turned myself into the gamer I am today.
Ooh, talk that talk.
Yeah, man. Like XBLA was sort of my stomping grounds. Monday Night Combat, like there were. What I loved about XBLA is that I didn't have to spend $60 on the game. But also, I was just a huge fan of like Gotham City Imposters, right? Super goofy on the premise. Batman versus Joker squad, and they fight in like a Counter-Strike style with a bunch of goofy abilities. But that's what I loved about XBLA is you jump in there, you find a game, right? And you just play it until you get really good at it, and you're pub stomping, and it only costs you $15. And you had it's such a great time.
Absolutely.
I had a big problem there for a while with the Impossible games.
The Impossible ones?
Yeah.
Man. Lord Brandin made a good point because, you know, what I loved about it too with the blades and the way the interface was on the 360, I felt it was more accommodating to those smaller indie titles, and stuff got a little bit more visibility. And like you said, you find out, I mean, remember what State of Decay, I remember all these like games that, you know, you're just like, what's this? And you just plucked out a little bit, and it was just like, wow, they're so amazing. You know what I mean? So I definitely could relate to you on that.
There's definitely a discoverability issue, right? I mean, there are more games released this year than there were last year than there were the year before, and it's going to keep going. So it's tough. And you also had great promotional things like Summer of Arcade, right?
Yeah, that was the fun part. I loved Summer of Arcade.
King with the best.
Every time I look over.
You enjoyed that, King?
Boy, Summer of Arcade. We used to wait for the summertime to pop up, and we know what games was going to pop into the arcade. Hell yeah, it was.
They were big too. They were big. What was it? It was 2 a month. I think.
Yep.
Limbo, Shadow Complex, Castle Crashers. Like
Shadow Complex was so fantastic. Shooting into the background and into the fork. Oh man, awesome game.
I can't with you right now. Anyway, the thing for me was also the evolution.
I'm just curious how you're surprised at this point.
Yeah, why am I even surprised with King?
Let's do it.
What I was gonna say is, what also was to me like the evolution of Xbox Live, Brandon. Right? We had like party chat, and it just kept expanding. OG Xbox, I always felt like I said was a pioneer in that regard for just getting Xbox Live to the masses.
Just getting it off the ground.
Yeah, that was cool. You know what I'm saying? But I always remember, like, you know what I'm saying, those big games, and I believe like during the Call of Duty era and all this stuff, and these huge party chats, and you know, that to me was just such a social system. I felt. I don't know if you agree.
No, absolutely. I think Xbox came out of the gate with the best sort of online ecosystem, and you know, in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, they've never been topped. Like they came out strong, and they improved that product so well over the last 15, 20 years now that it is just, it's hard for me to imagine a better ecosystem until someone makes it.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you on that, man. So yeah, man, so now we got into that. I want to get your career as far as getting into the industry, because yours a little different. You know, I would say
all
like,
over the place.
Yeah, like I was looking at your history, and what was kind of cool is you had some major stops in some other areas before. So I want to talk like before journalism. Like, how was your career getting started, and then like what just specifically drew you and inspired you to get started, and how did that come about?
Sure. I mean, I guess I can just start back at the beginning. I think, wow, that's
let's get it. This is your life.
I mean, out of high school, I did a couple years at a community college, ready to transfer, and I got to the point where I was super burned out because I did my first 2 years of college with my last 2 years of high school congruently.
Wow.
There was this program that you could do where basically my last 2 years of high school was at a community college.
Nice.
And so I did that, and I was super burned out, so I wanted to change. And I had a buddy who lived overseas doing charity work for like a community farm in Northern Ireland. And he talked to me about that for a while, and I realized that's something that I wanted to do. So, I dropped everything, went over there for a year, and then, did a lot of charity work with the kids and working on sustainability and all that stuff. And then I came home, and I didn't have I was 19. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money because I used it all. I don't know if you know this, but flying transatlantic is expensive.
Yeah, that's pretty pricey there, Lord Brandin.
Yeah, so I didn't have any money. I didn't have a job. I knew I loved video games. I knew my intention was to actually get into film. So I didn't have an intention to work in the games industry because I loved playing them. Why would I want to, But I looked around and I saw an ad for a QA tester at Electronic Arts, and I just, I happen to live in the Bay Area, so I'm sure that helped.
Right.
So I saw an ad for a QA tester and applied. Didn't get it. But I got a call from another department called CQC, which is Consumer Quality Control, if I remember correctly. And basically, you have QA who tests the game for 6 to 8 months.
Right.
It's ready to go. That last week before it ships, you kick it over to CQC, and they're what I would call like the white glove test. You make sure there's no dust on it or anything. And oftentimes you find game-breaking bugs and stuff, and then it goes back to development. More often than not, though, you're like, hey, there's a bug here, there's a problem, and it's ADKS, as designed, known, shippable. So they're like, yeah. Don't worry about that little guy.
Don't worry about that.
So that's how I got started in the game industry.
Nice.
I like a lot of people that I talked to in the industry, I came up through test. And then, my contract ended. I did 9 months through a contract firm with Electronic Arts. And a lot of companies do this, in order to make sure you're not a full-time employee, they have your contract on term limits. So once 9 months is up, you're 3 months off, and then you can come back and work again.
Because they don't want to give no benefits and
no
full time.
benefits,
We know the game.
no
I've come from that contract life, brother. I know about that.
Yeah. So
you was hustling. Continue.
I was looking for work, and if I can play video games and work, I'm gonna do that. So during my 3 months off, I saw a spot at Namco Bandai, which is in San Jose, about 35 miles south of Redwood Shores, where Electronic Arts is. So I applied to that and got a job there. And within a year, I made lead tester. And then a little while after that, I made associate producer.
Nice.
So I moved over to the other side and did that job.
I got to stop you for a second because I'm a big Namco fanboy. Were you working on any?
That's an understatement.
Were you working on anything on the Tekken series, sir? Just curious.
So here's a fun thing. I actually was working on the mobile division. So Namco in the US had NB, and I apologize because the acronyms have changed about 6 times since I started. So at the time, I think it was NBGA, Namco Bandai Games America. I worked for a subsidiary called NNAI, Namco Networks America Incorporated, which was the mobile division. So basically, we would create mobile games. And I'm not talking like smartphone, because this was before that. This was
before.
Yeah. This was when like Paris Hilton and her T-Mobile sidekick were all the rage.
Oh god!
Damn.
So, yeah, we would take like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Super Pac, Dig Dug, Galaga, like the Big Five, along with some other smaller things, and we would port them to basically 3,000 handsets, right? And so my job as a lead tester was my team would test out certain games on a couple hundred handsets at a time.
Fair enough.
Then when I moved over, my job was to take those reference games that we made on like 5 different cell phones and then port them out to very similar cell phones. So awesome. I didn't touch the console side.
Gotcha.
I was all mobile.
On the mobile side. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
We were actually in different offices, but I believe they've since consolidated.
That's awesome. So then, like I said, you're doing that. Now, again, such a unique history. how did the transition to journalism start? Like, this is just so mind blowing.
Yeah, that is a pretty big change.
Yeah, like you've got all these pockets of experience in these different areas. So how did that happen?
That was a weird one. I actually remember the exact moment. So I was a producer. I'd been doing that for 3 or 4 years, and honestly, I was just super bored with the job. Because it's project management, you know, it's not as creative as one might think, and
not as technical. I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I'm a very technical person. I like grammar. I like nerd. You know, I like all of the things that go into creating something as best as it can be. Yeah. But I'm also really creative, right? And I didn't have an outlet for that because I was at a point in my life where my creative outlet was like making. I almost swore. I'm sorry. I was making like Call of Duty montages and stuff like that.
I got you.
I was sitting in my cubicle eating lunch out of Tupperware on my lunch break, and I looked up and I saw there was a 24-hour Dark Souls live stream by IGN, starring Keza McDonald and Casey. I forget his name. I'm sorry. He used to be the old EIC, but I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, oh my God. This game is right up my alley. Like, how do I not know about this game? And they're like, oh yeah, and it's published by Namco Bandai, and I'm like, it's published by Namco. How do I know about this game? And I realized at that moment that I was in the wrong field, right? Because I get excited about talking about games. I get excited about talking with people who love games and what I think or what I love about games. And I'm sitting here looking at my spreadsheets and I'm like, man, I'm in the wrong field. And I never considered myself a writer. So I spent the next 6 months probably just reading everything I could. I read a lot of Joystick. I read a lot of IGN. Read a lot of Kotaku. Read a lot of what was the other one at the time? Destructoid.
Destructoid, yes.
So I just read a lot. And then I actually had a friend who had sort of the same aspirations, and he started his own site. And I was like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but can I write something for you? And he goes, yeah, sure. What do you want to write about? And I'm like, well, this Dark Souls game is coming out. Can I write about that? And he goes, yeah, you want to do a review? And I goes, okay. I don't know how to review a game, but okay.
Bro, we gotta start somewhere. We got to start somewhere. Freelance.
Yeah, so it came out. I want to say October 15th. Or it was 2 weeks before Halloween, I think. So it came out mid-October. And then I played it, I beat it, and wrote a review in the following 2 weeks and published it on Halloween. And it was like 7,000 words. So I had no idea how to write a review at that time. And like I didn't know grammar that well. I still like misplaced where to put the apostrophe. And it.
That was your start, brother. That was your start.
Yeah. So it was a crash course, you know. So I basically kicked the tires a little bit on it and figured out how to write for an audience, what to say, get a feel. And here's the thing, man, it's like that was 2011. So I've only been doing this for 8-9 years now. So anybody could pick it up now and run with it. And it takes a little practice and it takes a little time, but you can train yourself. And it's just like working out, right? It's you building up your muscles.
Absolutely.
As long as you are constantly reading, constantly like trying to improve the craft and looking things like imitation. Like if you see something that's good, why is it good? Read it, look at it, figure it out. So that's what I did. And then Namco was going through a very transitional period at the time. Budgets were being slashed and all that. And my boss came up to me and was like, hey, we're going to reduce some workforce here. And at that point in the conversation, I kind of had a feeling like I didn't really want to do this anymore. So I had a pretty heart-to-heart conversation with her and was like, look, I don't think this is what I want to do. I'm good at it and I'll continue to be a producer for you. But, my goal is to not do this as a career.
Fair enough.
And then I got laid off. So
well, since you feel that way.
Since you feel that way, let's transition you right into this unemployment.
Looked at him and said, exactly.
Young 20-year-olds don't know what they're doing in the workforce. So I got laid off, but in hindsight, it was a blessing because I got, a modest severance package. Like I didn't make great money, but I got a modest
something to hold you down. Yeah.
It gave me about a year of eating top ramen and just getting by on my rent.
Bro, the struggle was real, Brad. I could feel it.
Yeah, it gave me about a year to really like dig in and be like, look, if I'm going to do this, I got to do this full time, right? Like, and this is not. I do not recommend going this path. Like, don't quit your job. Don't give up your security, your safety net, your security blanket. It's not smart, and I don't advocate for it. But it allowed me to spend the year that I needed to really kind of like turn myself into somebody that could write for an audience and create content and figure out how to speak. Because I was always very an extroverted person, but I didn't know how to effectively communicate my thoughts. And it just took like a lot of reading, and it took a lot of it took a lot of reading other people's work, people who are better writers than I was, people who are still better writers than I am. And even beyond just the ability to write, it's the ability to think, right? Absolutely. It's like, how do you communicate what you're trying to say in a way to make someone understand it?
Exactly. This is tremendous. I don't want to gloss over it because, obviously I know you're not advocating for people to give up security, but at the same time, what is commendable is you realizing internally what you were doing while you were comfortable financially wasn't where your heart was. And the minute you saw that Dark Souls thing, the minute you saw something inside you picked up and say, no, okay, that excites me. That's what I want to do. So there's value in that, right? Because at the end of the day, you do have to follow your passions if it's, feasible. You know what I'm saying? You definitely follow your passions. And one thing that's cool is, like I said, you took that time because you had the time to then build yourself up, get that skill set popping, and then make yourself presentable. So then how did that transition now into IGN opportunity, like popping off?
Yeah. So that was a long period. And I almost quit, actually. I almost quit writing because I couldn't see a path. It's hard. I couldn't see a path how to make money, how to make a career out of this. And like, I was getting to the point where I was borrowing money from my parents at that point in order to like just try to stave off having to get a job at Safeway. And I applied at grocery stores and Target. And like, I was just looking for a paycheck while I tried to continue to pursue this. But like, no one would hire me. Like, they said I had too much experience to stock shelves.
Don't you hate? All right, can we side note?
I'm 6'1". I work out. Like, I can lift boxes and put them on shelves. Like, that is in my skill set.
You're overqualified. Dude, I feel your pain on that. That's
they feel like if you're like way overqualified, you're just going to be like an extremely temporarily worker that is going to leave in like a month. So
that's what they said too. It's like they're looking for somebody who's more long term.
Yeah, so. But it still sucks.
It's talk shelves. Let's point that out.
I know, right? Like it still sucks though, right? Because it's like, damn, like I qualify for this. I'm telling you I want this. Yet you are saying no. Your skill set is too immense for this.
I think it's more just like, hey, it's the second you get he touched on it perfectly. The second you get a better opportunity, you're gone, and then we're gonna have to train.
Let's be real. Like a lot of times in that situation too, you might take their job, so they ain't trying to have you in their position in a couple years. Oh, he's overqualified. When I mess up, they might look at him. Like,
I wasn't gunning for shift manager.
You wasn't trying to be that dude.
I just wanted to stop eating top ramen.
They don't know that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, ours brings up a good point. Like, what do you do at that point? And what I basically did was like, as much as I hate to have done it, I borrowed money from my folks. And then I did everything I could to try to get a job. Fortunately, at that point, I had something resembling chops, I want to say. And I started doing the most important thing you can do if you're looking to get into the industry, which is outreach. Yeah. It's networking, it's outreach, it's finding where the opportunities are. Because I'll be honest, there are people who will do this job as good or better than I can, but they didn't reach out, right? Like they don't know where to go and where to look for that.
Preach.
So
we always, we always preach that because it's just like there's a lot of individuals that like kind of want to maybe they're a little bit like shy in terms of like being around crowds and stuff. They don't like going to these events and stuff. And I always be telling people, I was like, you'd be surprised how many doors you open if you go to those PAXs, you go to those E3s when you can.
Networking, brother. But continue, like you're dropping some gems as far as that whole networking and just make yourself available. Shout out to Anonymous, get that net gator, feed the wolves. Continue. So.
Yeah. So at that point, I just needed a body of work to show people that I knew what I was doing. So I started writing. I did what I also don't advocate for. I started writing for free. I didn't know what else to do at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think you should, but it would be a lie to say that it didn't benefit me, because
Absolutely.
it got me bylines on websites. So I think everyone's creative, creations, I guess, are valuable, and you shouldn't just give them away. But at some point, you are going to need a byline to show somebody, to show editors.
That body of work.
I started writing for a site called XBLA Fans, which was, excuse me,
Sorry, brother.
I had coffee.
It's all good.
I started writing for XBLA Fans as, just a contributor, no salary, anything. Kind of wrote for them for a year, started taking on more and more things, which will go into a next point I have. But like graphic design, I started doing like weekly columns, and eventually, worked my way up. I eventually had been doing it so long that, they started giving me like a small weekly stipend, and it was nothing, but it was like, it was my first job. Like, somebody paid me to do this, and that was the moment, right? Like that was the
you
moment.
finally see some form of income.
I can do if someone will pay me to do this, another person will pay me to do this.
Exactly.
So then I kind of smelled blood in the water and just started. I hit up What Culture. I started writing reviews for them.
Nice.
They're like a UK based site.
Yes, I know exactly who they are. Yeah, they're very good.
And then I started doing what what I think the next and most important thing is actually looking for people and looking for contact information. So I started hitting up editors everywhere. Like I applied for a weekend editor position at Joystick.
Let's go. Joystick, I remember.
I think at the time it was Alexander Swilinski was the weekend editor, and he was looking to hire somebody out. I saw, basically all these different opportunities, just trying to get the email address of somebody that would give me money to write for them.
No, bro. You're moving and shaking out here.
Yeah. And then IGN put out a call for freelancers, and I checked it out. And, I read through the thing, I filled out the application, and they're like, we need a writing sample. Please write these 3 stories in the style of IGN. And, what I did was basically I read probably 85 IGN news stories that afternoon.
Did your homework.
You did the research, studied, figured out what they were looking for, applied, got brought on as a regular freelancer, and at that point, you get a small amount of money for every article you write. You gonna get these articles, IGN. Yeah. So I mean, I came in the same freelancer class as Seth Macy, who's the executive editor of commerce at IGN now. Nice. There's a couple other people over at IGN that came up sort of around the same time I did in the same class. So it was. I always hear Andrew Goldfarb's always like, that was a good class. That was a good class.
I like that.
A lot of us converted.
I like that draft.
Yeah. So I wrote freelance for about a year, and while I was doing news stories, I was just like, hey, you need any other work or anything? And that brings me to the second point that I wanted to make, if you're trying to break it in, which is make yourself invaluable.
Yep.
Right. There are a lot of jobs in this world that people don't want to do, but they need to be done. And if you are the type of person that will say, not sell yourself short, but if you're the type of person that will say, I will do that job, or I will take that for the team. For me, that was transcription work. I don't know if you guys are familiar or do a lot of transcription, but it
sucks.
It is the worst.
Bro, we did one, and it was very difficult. Very difficult. Please talk about that.
So transcription is basically somebody does an interview, 45 minutes with a developer, and then they need to figure out what was said so that they can go back and pull quotes and information. So what that means is, and nowadays there are services that do this that are fairly cheap. Right. But what that means is, 5 years ago, I was the guy who I was like, somebody was asking if you're doing transcription works. Like, yeah, I'll do transcription work. Of course, I'm a master.
I'm a master. Look at that initiative. Look at that initiative.
I've never done it before. And they're like, how much do you charge? I'm like, I don't know. What is it?
Whatever it is, dude. That's what we're doing.
Then how much top ramen can I get?
Exactly. So basically, I think I endeared myself to some of that crew by just being like, hey, I will transcribe whatever you want. And it was crazy. It was like 8 hours of audio that they needed done in a week because Colin Moriarty went and interviewed everybody at Sony Santa Monica. So it was like 12 interviews with with 12 different developers over 8 hours.
Wow.
So I'd spend a week just transcribing, and it sucked, and I hate it, but I got a lot of money out of it, and I got my name on people's radars.
Yes.
So at that point, I just started getting a lot more transcription work while I was writing news. So they kind of all fell into place. The next time an editorial job opened up, they're like, well, we got this guy who's busting his butt. And he does work for us and he does it cheap that nobody else wants to do. So I got an interview.
They probably only heard the cheap word. How much?
My price tag was 100% of the reason. I got an interview. I showed up in a full suit.
Oh, you had the full suit? You using your tie guy Travis mode?
Yeah. And did the interview, and the rest is history.
The rest is history, brother. Listen, man, tremendous story. First of all, the determination. I love that. I love, like you said, what's invaluable is making yourself invaluable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just and totally putting yourself out there, taking initiative, even when the opportunity necessarily, they were asking you to do something. Like you just, hey, I could do that. I could jump in, so I can give that a shot. And just kind of learning on the fly based on your initiative. Like, that is super cool. And then look at you, man. IGN editor out here moving and shaking. One of the top opinions out here.
A lot of people would have done that just one transitional word. And be like, yeah, this is for the birds. I'm done with this. I'm not doing this ever again.
Yeah. But
just make yourself reliable and show that you do good work. And even if you don't care about what you're doing, treat it like it's the most important thing
in the world. Exactly, man. That again, so many gems there. A lot of things we can pick. So I want to get into also, where the realm, obviously, most of us were familiar with you, is obviously the amazing podcast Unlocked. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the team, the legendary Ryan McCaffrey, who we've had in the realm. Salute, Ryan, of course. You know what I'm saying? Lady Miranda, who also
not recently.
Yes, of course. Okay. And of course, Destiny Game, my Destiny brethren, man. So obviously one of the top Xbox podcasts, and just always tune in. Every week. Sorry I missed you because I took your spot that day. Well, appearance.
No worries, man. No worries.
No. It was an opportunity to continue.
Yeah. I'm glad that you were on there. I'm glad we were able to get you on. The weird thing about Unlocked is these days, as we're all getting higher in the company, we have more responsibilities and more things to do. So like half the year I'm planning E3 and Gamescom, and I just can't be on. So
I think you're Gamescom that week, right? You were doing that?
Probably,
yeah.
What is time anymore, dude? Like this year is. Was it yesterday? Was it last week? Or was it 6 months ago?
It's all one thing, man. But salute.
Turn around tomorrow's like E3's next week. What?
I wouldn't be surprised. Bro,
salute to you on that, because again, tremendous podcast, had a fantastic time. So what led to that opportunity of becoming a panelist on Unlocked?
I don't really know. I can't remember. It was a gradual transition. Ryan and I kind of hit it off immediately as soon as I joined the company.
Nice.
Because he and I both love Metallica.
I saw the concert pics. I did see that. Continue.
Yeah. We're both Xbox, and me coming from like XBLA fans and really that XBLA ecosystem, and Microsoft being my main console, like we share stories, so we hit it off a lot. But like any junior at a role, right? Like I was waiting for an opportunity.
Absolutely.
And he kept asking, somebody was out, hey, do you want to be on Unlocked? Sure, yeah, why not? Nice. And then over time, all the good people left, and then
stop.
And then I got a spot. So I guess the moral of the story is patience.
You're way too humble.
Outlast everyone.
Outlast.
He's like, sooner or later, people is either going to get fired or they're going to get bored and leave. Just wait.
My God. Persistence is everything. Y'all are savage. No, but one thing on this show, man, I always love your takes. You know what I'm saying? Definitely to it. Besides Ryan, you're definitely one of my favorites on the show. Very balanced, always give things from the angle. I think it comes from your experience also, you know what I'm saying? Being also with a lot of these companies and stuff in gaming, and it gives you a different, unique perspective. But I definitely want to shout you out there. Real quick, so I'll just get a couple super chats. I got one more set of questions for him.
Yeah, we have a Phantom Kraken with the $2 super chat. Hit the like button. Yes, please hit that like button, people.
Yes, please, man.
And we have Makai28 with the $5 super chat. Please say something, brother, please. And then we have Echelon7, The Darkness, with the $5 super chat. Shout out to King's Mass. Shout out to Brandon, aka Lord Tyrrell. Peace to the Lords. Thank you.
I like that Lord Tyrrell. Very Game of Thrones. Continue.
Then we have
I'm kind of happy that show's over.
Yeah, kind of fire last name for this. I like that. Continue.
You're trying to call me the Lord of Flowers for about 6 weeks.
The Lord of Flowers.
I know Brandon's never heard that joke.
He's never heard that before.
Never. No. First time. Yeah.
I
No.
It
It made the rounds. It's cool. It's a good last name. I like it. Marjorie Tyrrell. So
Marjorie, that's my favorite right there. When the crypt broke up, I was devastated, man. When the crypt blew up, oh man. Continue.
Then we have J Dub as a show with the $5 super chat. Good morning, Lords. This show is my mama makes me happy. Thank you.
Salute, brother. Thank you. We
are all set. Yes, we are.
So we got J Dub. Yeah. So look, man. Another thing, like I said, I want to touch on. Obviously, we did the unlock thing, but just what's pretty, like I said, admirable about you is just, obviously the 10-year catalog, but like you said, that work ethic. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I got a chance to work alongside you. E3, I believe it's 2018, Metro Exodus. You know what I'm saying? I saw you.
2018?
Oh.
That was 25 years ago, man.
I know. Doesn't it feel so long since we could actually go to conventions and do normal stuff like as media? It's crazy. But yeah, man, I came across you. It was tremendous, and I know you got so much going on. But I remember, I'm like, just how hard you worked. And even during that time, you took the time to stop, talk to me. It was really cool, very cool experience. And I just, again, what helped cultivate that work ethic? And again, just a little bit more advice for people that are striving to get into this industry that they love so much.
Oh man, I mean, I don't know. Like, as far as I don't want to make it sound like a cop out or anything, but like, where does work ethic come from? I guess I'm kind of a competitive person. I just kind of want to be the best at everything that I do, which is a cop out. Like, everyone says that, but I don't know.
Where does it come from? That's bro. I'm not going to let you
just
gloss over this.
I've always
drive. Continue.
Yeah, I know. I've always had drive. I think probably upbringing, right? Like, everything in our lives boils down to, like, mom said something once in the kitchen, or I remember I didn't have the toy that the other kid had, and like, I'll never forget that. Arthur Fist and all that. So, yeah, I don't know. Drive comes wherever. For everybody, where it comes from the same spot, just sort of a collection of your experiences growing up.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What about advice again for people trying to really break in this industry, man? They're gamers. They've got that passion. What would you say to those guys and girls?
So it's tough, right? Because these days it's a different beast. I feel like I got in right at the end of what everyone sort of considers the old age of journalism, and to be clear, I don't consider myself a journalist. I didn't go to school for that. Right. I am an entertainment writer and a critic. But I got in right at the end where, like, the written word was the chief medium of our industry, right? That's not the case anymore. Right. We are, if not 50-50, we are more video focused than we've ever been in the past.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to learn those skills, right? And I don't tell anyone this, but I found a cracked version of Adobe Premiere.
Exclusive. Solve can relate. Tell him, Solve.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tell him, Solve. You can relate.
Don't tell anybody, but we're live.
I have spent several $100s on a fine Adobe product since then, so I feel like I've made it up. But
you had your penance, that's all right.
Learned Adobe Premiere, learned how to capture, learned how to use YouTube, which is still something that I'm trying to continue to learn. It feels like that algorithm changes every day.
Every time.
It really does. It changes every day.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is you need to be a well-rounded person. As far as employee, as far as what you're offering people. You need to figure out how to write for an audience, figure out the video side.
Yes.
There is a social media element to this game as well. Visibility is important. It's why I have a Twitter, because I'm not a huge fan of social media, but it is a job requirement now.
Absolutely.
So You need to check that out. I mean, IGN doesn't require me to have a Twitter, but realistically, you need to be on Twitter because
absolutely, yeah.
That's where so much of that news happens and things break. So,
you know what's crazy, Brandon? Like the only time, like when I know something's really went big is when I see it on Facebook. Like it's like, oh god, it's big enough. It's jumped over to Facebook already.
All the way to these
Once it hits Facebook,
Oh my god!
What is he? I didn't get the memo, man. I got like 3 or 4 masks.
Yeah, you didn't get the memo. I didn't get the memo, Brandon.
Yeah,
yo, but I'm telling you, like once you hit
that looks crazy.
Absolutely.
Is that a food?
Oh my god! I can't with King.
He said it last week. He did say that he was.
We were warned.
I love it.
But I'm gonna tell you, social media is the key.
Yo, I can't with you. I'm not. The camera's going off. You out of control.
I love the idea we're all sitting here taking social media advice from an ape.
You know what's crazy? When I first put this on and I sat down, I was like, it looks like I'm part of the background.
Yes. Shout out to the Halloween version of the Lords today. Very festive.
Watch out. Next thing you know, people are going to ask you, are you guys selling that on Teespring?
hey, for the right bucks.
I can't. Moving along, man. Oh my god. But again, dude, tremendous advice, tremendous history, man. What a cool journey. Very inspirational. I love the grind, brother. Love the grind. I can't with King right now. But anyway, we've got to ask the question that we ask all those in the realm. Lord Brandon, I need your top 5 video game or franchises of all time. No pressure.
Yeah. None at all.
One better be Legend of Zelda. No pressure.
Good one.
You know what? Had you asked me 2 years ago, it wouldn't have been Legend of Zelda, but Breath of the Wild.
Oh my god!
One of the best members of IGN. I'm sorry, sorry, Ryan. With this choice, Lord Brandon has solidified himself as one of the best panel members. Salute to Breath of the Wild. Go Switch coming in hot. Let's put the Switch coming in hot in the chat, y'all. Put it up, Brandon. You know what time it is. Continue. Unbiased.
Switch is doing some really smart things. Really good. But okay, we're gonna top 5.
Let's go top 5 all time.
Probably Zelda. Let's go Halo. Obviously. God, what a question.
Any generation.
It's not a franchise or a game, but anything FromSoft makes in the Soulsborne arena kind of speaks to me on another level. That was
all right. You've made up for that Breath of the Wild. So. All right, you're a repeat, man. I already put you on the never invite again list. And
he's on the good list again.
I'm gonna hit one from every major platform. What I got? I got Zelda. I got
Zelda.
Halo.
Yeah, Halo. You got the From Software, any like Souls kind of games.
Yeah, it's tough. 4 and 5 are hard because I have really eclectic tastes as far as video games. Like I'll be really into strategy, tactics based games.
Ooh,
I'll go into,
that's my thing.
Like lately, all I'm playing is just like fantasy tactics games like the Dungeon of Ebelic and Druidstone and games you've never heard of. And I'm playing them on PC and really loving them. And then, event season comes and holiday season comes and I'm playing like AAA games and loving those as well. So
what resonated with you personally, even if it's not like just something that you like, man, in that game, I just can't stop. Like this is my heart.
Yeah, I got it. And you guys are going to make fun of me.
But Overwatch.
No. Let's go. Yo, he laughed you out. He said, no.
He just laughed.
He smooth laughed you out the room. Shout out to Brandon with the smooth laugh. Continue.
Great game, but nothing.
But no. Thank you. I love that. Continue that. I'm going to clip that.
At least he admits it's a great game, Cognito.
Fair.
It's actually, you guys are going to make fun of me, but it's Smite.
Smite?
Really? Smite's a good game. No, I actually had like a little thing for Smite for probably 2 or 3 months. But then I realized no one plays on console, so I had to like backtrack.
Tell us why Smite, Lord Red.
It's actually a really fun game.
It is super fun. It's a MOBA, right? But it's not. The reason I never liked Dota or League of Legends, I hope Miranda's not.
Yeah, I was just about to say, don't let Miranda hear that.
I love you. Don't be mad at me. Dota's not for me. The reason I never got into top-down clicky-click stuff is
Yeah.
because it feels
Top
like
down clicky click.
I like that analogy. Continue.
it feels like micromanaging to me, whereas Smite is third person, sort of elevated camera,
Yes.
like sort of 3/4 isometric, or not isometric, but 3/4 over the shoulder style. And you're this character, and you're running around, and you get into the jungle, and you can't see anything around you, so you're gonna get ambushed and jumped by like Loki, who comes from nowhere. And it is also mythology based, and I'm again big fantasy nerd. Most of fantasy comes from like mythology and antiquity and all that. Like that's just kind of where it gets its start.
Love it.
So totally resonate with that. So
Yeah,
I've been playing it for 7 years. I probably have 200,000 hours into it. I don't know.
Wow.
What I like about Smite is just like it's so strategic and it doesn't look strategic. Like
That's what's
it's a legit strategy game, and there's also it's a lot of skill shots. Like you actually have to aim your abilities in it, which I like much better than like clicking on the enemy and pressing my ultimate.
pressing it. I feel
when you're Poseidon,
if you press an ultimate, you might lose.
Yeah, when you're Poseidon and you summon the Kraken, there's a circle on the ground, and you move that circle where you want it to go, and then it pops up, right? And a giant monster comes out of the ground, and it is dope. I fell in love with it the second I played it in beta, and it has been they're at like 102 characters now or something crazy.
Shout out to Smite making the list for the first time.
Brand, like what I like about certain games is when you play certain games, you have to play with like the at least the high tier characters, the biggest character, because you got to know what they're going to throw at you just as much as they got to know what you're going to throw at them. So when you're facing Poseidon, you're like, yo, I gotta keep in mind he might summon that thing on me.
I mean, it's the same thing with any MOBA, right? Like the most important thing is knowing what your character does. The second most important thing is knowing what your opponent's doing, right? So learning 100 gods is daunting. But I think Smite's onboard is really, really good to get new players into it. And that, again, that camera angle it makes it much more accessible. So Smite is going to probably anchor my number 5 spot for the rest of my life until it goes down. I'm having trouble with a 4, so maybe somewhere in this conversation it'll pop up.
It'll pop up. I mean, you could pick something recent, maybe for 4, like something maybe this year that
80s.
All right, let's go. That was because I put that was your GIF for the show.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Are we on the GIF side of the fence?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
I didn't know that we were GIFing around.
Yo, he killing me right now. He killing me.
As well, he should. As well.
Oh man, I'm never gonna hear the end of it. I know. Apologies. Anyway, tremendous find, brother. And the last question. The favorite console of all time? No pressure. Past the present.
360.
Woo!
Yep. I knew he was going to say that.
Kong, King Kong approves.
That was the first time I could play video games with my friends, and we weren't sitting on the same couch.
Factual. Change the game.
I would say if you're actually logical about your favorite system, most people would say the 360.
It really did change the game. Like the 360 started the modern era of consoles.
Absolutely.
Where it connects you. It allows you to do whatever you're looking to do, whether it be media or entertainment and games. It changed everything. Like
completely agree, brother.
It shut down the whole social dynamic. It changed the way.
I can't with the Mario fam.
Where's Mario? Hold on. Where is Mario?
It's in his hand. That's for Mario.
I tell you, keep playing around. It's gonna wake up like Annabelle. You're gonna have a problem.
Kid, you are now gonna be big.
How we interacted with each other, because before we would go to each other's houses, but then once we got Xbox Live.
Yo,
man.
All right.
I feel like you're being so extra with Mario right now. Nintendo about to shut us down. Right?
He's about to get shut down for Nintendo. Moving on. Let's get
rubbing his nose.
Yo, tremendous history, brother. Oh my God, can't even imagine. Like I said, just again the drive and of course you gotta hang out for a little bit. I don't know how we do it on time, so that we can keep us. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. So we got to get into last week's poll results. They are in, and the people have spoken. Chat is laughing at King. He said, "God damn it, King." Last week's poll results are in, and the people have spoken to the question. With both next-gen consoles steadily approaching and now in the hands of the media, which specific technical aspect of next-gen consoles has you most excited? The winner of the 4-way ILP poll at 44% was the 60 frames per second and pushing to 120 frames per second games group. Coming in at second at 33% was raw CPU and GPU power. Coming in at third at a very close 16% was NVMe SSD load times. And in last place at 5% was the Petty Lords. I don't care. Too many people are excited for paid remasters and back-compat launch games. Shout out to all those in the realm. Lord Sovereign, the frames have won, sir.
As well they should. The fraps, I mean, listen, if you're a console gamer, consoles have always traditionally been built to focus on picture quality, right? Picture quality, resolution. You know, the selling of brand new TVs kind of goes hand in hand with consoles. This is the first time we've had CPUs in these consoles that can really realistically push these type of frame rates. You know, we've seen it. We've seen it here and there in certain games over this past generation, but never anything that you can say like it's almost a new baseline, right? Although, you know, some of these cross-gen games aren't really hitting that, but I think as we go further into the 9th generation, it's going to be that. So that's exciting because that's the one place where consoles never really could touch PC, and we're sort of blurring that line.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, so we gonna get into it, man. Get these topics popping.
We have actually one super chat that we
please
missed.
get that super chat, sir.
We have Simon Brandy with the £5 super chat. Great show. Brandon got to get King David on Unlocked when Phil Spencer is on next.
Not with these suits he got on.
Yo, Phil's a hard get. That man isn't doesn't have a lot of free time.
Exactly.
They love you guys. Brandon is a top bloke too.
Salute. You already know that love for Brandon. What else we got?
We got one more that jumped in. Fastback with the $5 super
it's
chat.
OG.
Iron Lords are always fire. Playing Watch Dogs Legion today on 1X, now soon on Series X, but on my no shame 4K TCL.
TCL preferred. I like how you put that.
TCL preferred.
No doubt.
That is not approved.
Addict, you were saying before we start the topic?
So let me go ahead and you know, the Lords want to give back a little bit. So this one right here, I'm going to do a couple giveaways on the members and the Patreon, but right now I'm going to do a giveaway on the actual chat. All right, and I'm going to ask you guys a question.
Let's go.
Every year, the Lords do a bend the knee on the video game awards.
Yes.
Who won last year? First one in that chat will get a code.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, I don't even remember.
He said I don't remember.
Easy.
But, hey, what do you mean, bend the knee?
Yeah, when we do the Game Award votes.
So who actually won?
Remember, we were like again.
Out of us, who won?
Out of us, Lords.
Oh, yeah, I know the answer.
Thank you, Saul.
No,
I only said it because it was already in the chat.
Just to clarify, you did win it because I don't remember either.
Why would you ask that question?
Because obviously I could just ask you guys.
Oh my God! Have we determined the winner?
Yes. Yeah. None of your business won.
All right, none of your business. Salute, man. Make sure you hit him up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Schnitty, thank you for voting for me, but I did not win. So I'll be killing them polls, man.
King, no, I did not win.
So look, man, we moving on. We all set Addict with that one?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
None of your business, please contact Addict in his DMs on Twitter to get that information.
When he said none of your business one, I was like, what? That's rude.
How rude.
Look, yeah, Kai, we're folding our own giveaways. Yeah, I know. So look, man, let's get right into it. Hot topic right now this week that it dropped down. Halo Infinite losing another top director, man. Shout out to Lord Jason Schreier, who we've had in the realm before. He's one of the first to break the story. Yeah, ChrisLee. He had oversaw a production at 343, no longer working on it, and he was the second top director in the project to leave in the last 2 years. And then basically, I believe before that was Tim Longo, and then Mary Olsen, and basically at the time when they were replaced by ChrisLee, the vision and the production of the game went to him. So now, ChrisLee made a statement. He stepped back from Infinite and looking forward at future opportunities. I believe in the team and am confident they will deliver a great game. And now is a good time for me to step away. King is laughing. With the second director now leaving at Halo Infinite. Let's start this off with Lord Brandon. Like, how confident are you in Halo Infinite's direction? And then the second part is like, how do you think they should handle, release? Especially, I think Phil recently made some comments about hinting, potentially, just hinting out, separating multiplayer and single player. So where you at with this whole Halo Infinite thing, Lord Brandon?
I'm not super confident, if I'm being 100% honest.
Let's
Look,
go.
That team knows how to make a video game. That team knows how to make a Halo game.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the delay is going to be for the better.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they brought in new directors, right? Like we knew that was going to happen. They brought in a little bit more experience to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe lend that veteran status to get over the finish line.
Right.
I think what they showed off
Mm-hmm.
probably, and the reaction that they got probably justified the fact that they need a considerable amount more time. So I'm not expecting to see Halo until like holiday 2021. But I still think that, you know, when that game comes out, it's going to do what we all hope it's going to do, right? Which is reset the brand, because I don't know how you guys feel, but personally, I feel like Halo isn't the name that it used to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think 4 was as good as 3. It's hard for anything in the Halo series to beat 3 for me. I mean, I love DST, but 4 and then 5, I just thought was a bad game, if I'm being honest.
No, being honest.
So I'm looking for Infinite to reset that brand and make it relevant again, because, you know, guys our age, like we know what Halo is. Yeah. You talk to a kid who plays Fortnite and they're like, oh, you mean that super soldier game? Like,
facts.
Yeah, that's old. So I am not 100% confident with where the game is now, but, you know, give it another year, and I think that we're going to see something in holiday 2021 season that, you know, a big re-reveal of that game coming out. By then, the Xbox Series X will have its feet under it. You know, development time is our development expertise on the console has been building, and post-launch, they're going to get just a ton of data from users. So, you know, I'm confident that holiday next season we're going to see that game turn into something special.
But fair enough. I want to double down though, as far as company structure, right? And just, you know, this movement that we're seeing. Like it's kind of, I don't say I've never seen it before, but it is a lot of moving and shaking up top before release. Like, you know, does that signify a red flag to you? Like, what does that signify that, you know, it's changing ownership? And then the second part again, you know, about this, would you be okay if they said, hey, single player, separate, multiplayer, you know, kind of thing? Like, how are you with that as well?
Do you mean like releasing single player and dropping multiplayer later, or vice versa?
Or vice
do you mean selling them separate? Okay.
And studio culture at the top with the changing.
Yeah. So tackling the single multiplayer thing first, I'm fine with it. I think if they release Halo Infinite multiplayer as a standalone thing that you play with your friends, that's totally fine. I don't think that hurts anybody. So I think breaking it out is I mean, we've seen Call of Duty do it, right? Kind of. I mean, it is all one package, but those are very different experiences now. There are, you know, the majority of the people pick it up for multiplayer, and then I don't have numbers on this, but I feel like equal numbers pick it up for the single player and zombies. As far as the studio culture goes, you know, when a project is coming to the finish line and there's something wrong with it, there are fires to be put out. There are certain intangibles that you only get by experience, right? You only get with veteranship. You've shipped a ton of games. You know how to just get things across the finish line. What this reads to me is they have obviously brought in new directors. I think it was only a matter of time before you see the old leadership team sort of like take a step back. And this was probably planned in a transition, right? And it's just now it's at a point where they feel that is either far enough removed or they have a better handoff. Now they can move him back and put him back. I think he's still in the Microsoft.
He's still with Microsoft. Yeah, he's still with Microsoft. He's just not with 343.
Right. So they're at a point now where, you know, it just makes sense to like pass the baton, because like I said, you need that veteran leadership to come in and start putting out fires, start saying like, okay, this is what we need to get to. This is where we're at. And then there are some hard decisions that are going to need to be made. And I think that's where that sort of experience is going to lend itself well. So I actually think it's a good thing. I think the shakeup is a good thing, because nobody wants to release a subpar game. You saw what happened with Crackdown, right?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Like that dwindled for too long, and I think there wasn't any like serious decisions made for there, and they released it as it is. I'm of the opinion there, you don't want to release something if it's not going to be a great experience, but there is also an understanding that like at some point you just got to recoup your losses.
Yeah,
right?
facts.
So I think all the shuffling is good, and I'm totally happy with them breaking them out.
No doubt. Sorry, we're gonna get super chat, then we get addicts thoughts.
Then we have Slow-Mo Backslap with the $5 super chat. Brandon, how often have you seen a project demote multiple lead directors and the game still turn out to be a success?
Not often.
And there you have it. No doubt. Lord Addict. ChrisLee, man. He's moving on, and a little shake-up going on. How are we feeling about Halo Infinite? This is your game. You know all the lore. You're probably the most passionate Halo person I know. What's up? How you feeling, man?
I feel like with this particular thing now, I'm right there with Brandon. I've come to the point where I got zero hope in this game almost. Like maybe it's like 20%, maybe not zero, but it's just like they've shown me incompetence more and more. I think, you know, a lot of people want to say that 343 isn't a good studio, and I'm not necessarily there. I think maybe it's poorly managed at this point, and I think maybe they had a skill that they shouldn't have had a scale on. Like they wanted the game to function like this, but it wasn't realistic to function like this. And I think they made a new engine to make it function like that. And I don't, maybe, you know, something happened with the engine. Maybe they're having a hard time optimizing the engine. I don't know. I'm not at 343.
Right.
But I feel like 343 is salvageable.
Okay.
I just don't know what the management is.
Got you.
So like, to me, I feel like this ChrisLee leaving is just shifting people out.
Yeah.
I think that it was neither him stay there or he get demoted. Right. I mean, he leaves there or he gets demoted. And I feel like you would rather do a ladder move than just get demoted, because clearly he was the lead over there. I think he was the person right under Bonnie, wasn't he?
I believe so. Because I think Bonnie
he was the director.
Yeah.
I think low key, you know, Jason or no, Joseph. What's his name?
Joseph Staten. And
Joseph Staten.
Yeah,
I think he got his job now. So I think, you know, obviously there can't be two people in charge like that over there. So I think that there's like, look, man, you know, clearly, and plus we have to be realistic. This is a business.
Right.
Someone's getting blamed for what's being going down
factual.
right now.
Factual. Let me ask you this, though. I want not to cut you. I got to ask you this because I want your opinion. What do you feel about them separating it? If that, because remember, Phil just did an interview and they asked him, you know, now in the beginning, prior to when we thought it was going to release, that wasn't on the table, right? But now it was asked. He said it's a possibility. How do you feel about that, Ronan?
I'm not okay with it, but I was told like a year and a half it was going to be separated. Okay. So I already kind of had that thought in my head. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that, you know, they both need to be together. Right. Because this isn't like Fortnite or something like that. This is Halo. Like this is one of their pillars. If you make them in separate, like it'd be different in like a beta. Right. But it's not a beta. They're talking about releasing the game. First off, there's gonna be the narratives that they can release half in games because of Game Pass. You know, that narrative is gonna continue to get stronger. Let's be real. No, let's be real. Like if they release the single player multiplayer and then later they release the other one, people are gonna automatically assume, are you gonna give me half-baked games because you have Game Pass and that's what you're gonna fall back on. Right. I think that this is their pillar. This isn't just some, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Something that they just did. This isn't like a sequel to a game that just came out. This is literally what made the Xbox brand what it is today. And
how to interrupt you, Destiny newsflash. Cat Daddy said Lucid Blade is back at the recast to go log in, get it now. Sorry, that was a random. That's our Destiny guy. He's doing you a service right now. He said go get it because it's there. Thank you, Cat Daddy. You are the man. That is love from a clanmate. Continue.
So, you know, I think what's going to happen is I don't know how much reach Bonnie Ross has at the studio. I'm not there. Right. I don't know if maybe she's just a figurehead because I think she is the founder of that studio, isn't she? So I don't like, can they, I mean, it's owned by Microsoft. Obviously they can get rid of her. I just don't know if they would. Right. You know, she might be just, you know, the executive person that leads it all, but she has no say in what goes on in the system, in the actual game itself. She might be in charge of everything. We don't have enough information. But, you know, when it comes to Halo as a whole, I don't care if the thing has to get pushed to 2022.
Just but
It's just like, this is not
flagship
your regular game. Like, explain to me. I definitely want Brandon's opinion on this. To me, it feels like Coalition has done a better job evolving Gears than 343 has had 3 attempts. This is the 3rd attempt, and they still haven't done it well.
Yeah. I mean, argument. Brandon made some good points, right, in reference to their entries, right? We know about, we said the consensus. When I was on Lock, I told him, I was like, yeah, my consensus, like 4 had a great campaign, but didn't necessarily have a good multiplayer. Where 5, universally, people did not like the campaign, I felt, for the most part, and the multiplayer was solid. We already know about the Master Chief Collection debacle. 343 hasn't had, the strongest out the gate, you know what I'm saying, as far as, their relationship with this franchise. I want to let you finish up, then we got to get solving.
My question to you is, do you think that, let's say we have a magical ball, then it's like Halo's going to be bad? Because of all of this stuff? Because right now what we're seeing, that's what it's looking like. It's looking like that they went over their head. They have no clue how they're going to take about this game. Like, do you think it would do more damage to the Halo brand to come out like that, or to just try to rebrand it and to take as much away from it as possible and rebuild onto it, which might add another year or 2 onto the development cycle, which, it's not going to happen. But do you think it would be more beneficial to take the time to correct the mistake, or to release it now and hope they can fix it later?
Lord Brandon?
It's a good question, but you're insane if you think they're going to rebrand it.
Oh, right? No, they're not doing it. To me.
No. Yeah. Here's the thing: is the name Halo is more profitable than any mechanic in Halo itself, right? Like that idea is what sells. I mean, hey, it's the name, it's the spirit of it. Yep. So I think you're right 100%. Halo Infinite needs to be a banger. Like, it cannot come out lukewarm. Facts. It cannot come out and be like a solid 7. It's got to be a 9.
A solid
give me that solid 7 vibes.
But I will say one thing: how they took on the Bethesda project. They got all those studios. I feel like it's a little less on Halo than it used to be. Now, it's still a lot on Halo, because Halo is Halo. Definitely revolutionized all of online gaming, especially first-person market, and particularly on the console. But I do think, since they have they have stuff like Doom, they have stuff like the Elder Scrolls, I think it's a little bit off of Halo, because now they don't have to rely entirely on Halo.
I understand what you're saying. So,
but I think throwing out the Halo brand and hope it sticks is definitely not a good idea.
You gotta see what's gonna happen. So if you want to get super chat, and I'm sorry, Brandon, continue.
No, you're 100% right. Like, they need to take all the time they can to get this right. And I'm not gonna pretend that I know the structure of 343 or Microsoft, or who calls the shots, or who says what. And I don't know how it works, but there's like hundreds of years of combined Halo development experience between those 2 organizations. I believe they can do it. I believe they can get it right. If it takes 2 years, it takes 2 years.
That's where I'm
but
at.
If you release a bad Halo game, that's the end of Halo.
Yeah,
I agree. So, you want to get super chat? Then you're up.
We have the Grounded Gamer, Jay Fonzarelli.
Bay Area 49 stand up. Let's go tonight.
The 10-year Halo Infinite plan doesn't feel like the right move, and doesn't point to being a solid campaign experience. Just look at Destiny's campaigns.
Oh, Lord. Slander.
I mean, it's not slander, but
what you mean it's not slander?
I agree.
I would agree.
When it comes to the Destiny campaign, one of the things that I don't like about it, and I've said this a million times, it just feels like the world is built for the multiplayer engagements, right?
Yes.
The world built around it doesn't feel lived in a way that I want from like a campaign story. So that's why, it doesn't draw my attention. Then we have Fandom Kraken with the $2 super chat. Leadership at Coalition had Rod Ferguson, 343 Bonnie Ross.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Look at slow-mo. The Fonz. Speak on it, Saab. Speak on you traitor. Let me get Fonz. You traitor. You are a hunter. You're a Destiny fan. Don't stop. And slow-mo, don't you encourage that nonsense.
I don't think, I can't remember, but I don't think Rob Ferguson, I don't think that's a fair comparison. Like, I feel like a comparison with Rob Ferguson would be ChrisLee, isn't it? Like, he wasn't like that overall the studio. He was just a director, wasn't he? Like, I can't remember. He left a long time ago. But I I'm a huge Halo fan. I just want the franchise to do better. And you know, me and Cognito was convinced that Microsoft was. I was giving Microsoft props just for delaying it in general, because I was convinced that they was going to use this as a sacrifice of lamb just so they could say they have Halo as a launch title.
Yeah, factual. We did think that. We think it was coming hella high water, man. Soft. Where we at, man? With this whole ChrisLee thing, shake up, where you at?
I mean, it's just, I'm glad that it happened now, because to be honest, the moment Joseph Staten came back and the moment Pierre Hintz came back, that shift happened internally. We just didn't see it.
Right.
So it's just a matter of it playing out now the way it actually happened when they moved in. You know, when these guys came on, they sort of took over, and it was a matter of making that transition look as smooth as possible with as little friction as possible. Again, so we're not here talking about what it could mean. But like Brandon said, I think it's a good thing. I think they have the people in place now that they want to sort of take this, past the finish line.
Right.
What that product looks like, again, there's been speculation. Oh, do they can it completely? No, they're not going to can it completely. We're going to get a Halo game, and they're going to try to mold what's there to as good a product as they possibly can make it. But I think that's what it is. But I do think that now, in terms of management, in terms of managing the time, managing the team, and getting it across the finish line, I think they're in a much better place than they have been. So that's great. Now, to the question about separating,
where you at with that?
I'm at the point, really, I'm for it 100%.
Wow.
And I'm for them, putting the multiplayer out first, because they stated the multiplayer is going to be free to play. The multiplayer is going to be free to play. It is going to be this humongous thing that is going to try to put Halo, like Brandon said, it's not what it once was. How do you do that? Well, the moment they announced that the multiplayer was going free to play, I said, okay, this is how they're going to try to bring Halo to 2021 and bring it to the masses in a way that's appealing to the masses, to the people that are playing Fortnite, to the people that are playing Apex.
It's going to be a platform. Yeah,
exactly. 100%. So if they release the multiplayer first of all, it has to be a complete suite. It cannot be half baked when it comes out. So if they're going to do that, sure, give me that entire suite and make it be fantastic. If it's fantastic, then you get people excited for the single player product, right? Okay. And you can take more time to bring out the single player product. Because at the end of the day, as much as people love the Halo story, the Chief story and the lore, they're going to stick around for the multiplayer. That's where
I agree with you, but to a point, I think to Halo fans, the single players is just as important as multiplayer.
It's one of those rare games.
Absolutely, for me it is, right?
Yeah.
Because like if you look at it from a Halo standpoint, like it's one of the very few first-person shooters that if the story's bad, it's going to get obliterated. Right. Like, because these days you don't see Call of Duty being attacked too much for its single player. Like they might, it might get mentioned, but like if a Halo single player is bad, it will bring that whole score down like 2 points.
Yeah, you're 100% right, because the identity of Call of Duty is multiplayer.
Yes,
multiplayer.
Yeah.
The identity of Halo is the big man in the green armor.
Factual.
You are 100% right. They need to stick single player, and I totally agree that multiplayer needs to be a free-to-play platform that does like this is where you're going to get rotating tournaments and rotating playlists, and there's going to be seasonal events, and this is where you're going to spend your time if you're a Halo fan, right? After you wrap up the Halo Infinite story, you're coming back day after day.
And Brandon, I'm okay with that model as long as they do it good.
Yeah, it's gotta be good.
Because I feel like Destiny. I love the gameplay, but they don't do that part good.
But I'll tell you this though, in terms of the single player as well, though, if they're treating that as a platform as well too, right? Because they're talking about you're gonna have pretty much free reign of an entire Halo ring, right? They're separating it, but these combat engagements are gonna be bigger than we've ever seen before. So if they handle story kind of that way too, where you're constantly adding to things you can and opening up things you can do in that ring, like, okay, in 3 months, we're going to have some DLC that opens up this part of the ring that you weren't able to access before. That sort of stuff as well. Like if we've seen what adding narrative to a game that doesn't have it, like a Fortnite, they add narrative to that. Exactly. You add
easy. Brandon, you were doing so good. I don't like this.
I'm saying you know when Callus's ship showed up in orbit. I'm just saying like maybe Prophet of Truth shows up at this ring.
Oh my God, you were doing so well, Brandon.
You know what, Brandon,
don't encourage him.
I knew it was a good idea to have you on as a guest.
Oh,
I knew it was a good idea.
I don't know whose side I'm on right now. I'm just trying to be.
You're upsetting the Destiny fans. Continue.
He's here for the smoke. That's all right.
Yes. Brandon's for the smoke. I like it. Continue.
So that's it. I mean, you can do so many special things with both aspects of this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of taking your time. At this point, I don't really even care about the release date. Wow. Give me a fantastic product.
Game. Yeah,
that's it.
Fair enough. Lord King Kong, patiently waiting.
Are we sure he's still alive?
Yeah, is he still breathing? He had a lot to say. You know, I gotta salute my bro. He had a lot to say when the news first broke out about the delay and obviously the stuff, and he has some heartfelt words to the to the realm and 343. He felt strongly. So I want to know where you at with this latest information, sir.
Did we identify the slacker? That's the slacker been identified.
Has the slacker been identified?
Listen, man, people act like this wasn't gonna happen. You hired 2 individuals to run story and 1 to run multiplayer. First of all, that was showing you a division right there within itself. Okay, so once you understood that was gonna happen, it was are they gonna drop it single player early first, or are they gonna drop multiplayer? I think the best strategy is to drop the multiplayer, get enthusiasm back into it, have everybody run into Game Pass. It's inside Game Pass. It's a free-to-play game and also across Microsoft platforms. So people can join in. They can see the game. They can feel what Master Chief would play like. You can start making up narratives in your head while they distract you with the multiplayer.
The chat said they cannot take you seriously right now with your opinion. Continue though, sir. Continue.
What more do you want from me?
Are you not entertained?
What was that gorilla that died a couple years ago? What was his name?
Harambe or whatever.
Harambe. I want some rest in peace Harambe's in the chat, man. Let's get some rest in peace.
Jose, you can't put time on King.
It's highly disrespectful for Harambe. Anyway,
he reminds me of the gorilla from Trading Places.
Yes. The Trading Places gorilla.
Listen, man. Come on, take me serious here. So when the single player comes out, see that launching the multiplayer will allow them to have enough time to work on the single player. You'll forget about the launch date of the single player while you're enjoying the multiplayer. And once that happens, once the single player comes out,
I gotta get off the screen. I can't
continue. I don't look. I just listen.
That the single player will be exactly what we wanted it to be. Didn't get enough Master Chief in 5. I thought 5 was pretty good, but obviously people didn't like Locke.
Why just give me the game wasn't good? Why you gotta attribute it? It's just they didn't like Locke.
Because you know what? Every time they allowed you to play a different character in Halo, people were really upset with it. When you played the Arbiter, people were really pissed off.
True. Yeah, but I feel like by the end, people liked the Arbiter. They just didn't do a good job building up
Locke. With the marketing.
I didn't like him.
They just didn't do a good job building Locke as a character, and that was the issue. Like if you look at it from Halo 5, there was literally a whole chapter talking to 3 people. An entire chapter.
Yeah, and that was an achievement popped off at the end of the screen.
I hate with 5, and I'm not going into that. This is not what this is about.
But continue, sir. What do you feel about this whole thing?
A whole rabbit hole about that. Anyway, like I was saying, that game to me was pretty good. What they should have did was allow you to play as Chief more, because they gave you a false narrative. All that stuff is gone. And I told you before, who head does it fall on? The next person to walk away is the person that is really the problem. Because they let the first do it out, they see the transition, they see the narrative, and they're like, okay, next guy. And the next guy that goes out, you're going to see that the project is going to take off how it's supposed to be. I'm telling you, and Phil took everything on his shoulders, because at the end of the day, he watched the clip. Now, it's not his fault that somebody grabbed the NPC.
Shout out to Craig.
Craig was lit. Craig was lit.
But it happened for the best. All right, because they would have shipped that game with us. They had Monster and everything ready. All that stuff, all that promo, everything was ready. You were going to get that game November 10th. Hella high water, how it looked.
Right.
And I'm happy that it got delayed, and we'll get it next year or the year after.
All right.
We get multiplayer next year.
All right. So you cool with the separation?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Can I ask you guys one question real quick? Would you think it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
I just quick question, yes or no? Do you think it's fair that 343 should be like leading the example of all the studios?
Leading what example?
Like they're the ones that has the most funding. They're the ones that has the Halo IP. Like I feel like they should be like the top of the line one.
You would a long time ago rip that from them a long time ago. I told you get that out of their hands. Like
look, until you're king, I can't take you seriously.
I told you that they should not have had that once they showed that they couldn't do it. Right. But what Microsoft's problem was they didn't have enough studios in order to do that.
I feel that.
They have the studios now, and they have the first person shooter gods.
Right.
So if you
the mouth slightly moves.
Oh no, it's the mouth. That's the part that get me, Brandon.
Just slightly in and out. Oh, it's good. I'm sorry. Continue,
sir. Continue. Okay, go.
Listen to me.
Look, man, until you want to be taken serious, that mask gotta come on. All right?
Yo, Fawcett, you look like an extra from the Planet of the Apes, 1968. Continue.
So, Cornelius. Anyway, listen, man. They have first-person shooter gods there, so they can definitely get that game up and running and moving at a fast pace to give you a Halo feel, a different. And I truly, honestly believe they're going to start moving people around to help out with the project. The project is in good hands.
Okay.
They have the funding, but 343, I'm guaranteeing you, this is their last Halo. Period. They're done with that with Halo franchise. They're finished.
Fair enough. So I
don't think that's it. I don't think that's happening.
Good.
Yeah. All right, so we have Pixelbit G with the $5 super chat. Seems people are overly stuck on visuals. The gameplay looked damn good. Cheers, Lords, in chat. November, baby.
November, baby. No doubt, no doubt.
Then we have Rain G4 with the $5 super chat. 360 did not launch with Halo 3, and the game was great when it was released, even though receiving criticism for not launching with Halo 3. Right. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that they felt sort of, since they were coming out a year before Sony, they didn't really need that. And they had 360 launch is kind of crazy. Yeah. Think about it. Then we have John B with the $5 super chat. What if Halo multiplayer comes out on all consoles in 2020 and single player in 2021 only on the series consoles?
Right.
Yeah.
I think they're too committed to pull that.
Yeah, they're too committed.
But really, I mean, we've seen precedent for splitting a property up between the single and multiplayer, right? Like look what's going to happen with Cyberpunk. Look what happened with GTA Online. Fortnite was a single player game before multiplayer came out and became what it is today. I reviewed the single player of Fortnite and I'm like, this game isn't going anywhere.
Save the world.
And I'm very happy to be wrong. But when the multiplayer came back afterwards, that game became what it is. So I don't think there's any problem seeing a Halo Infinite single player and a Halo Infinite multiplayer suite that's going to last you a decade, right? Those will be different products. They'll all still be in the Halo universe, but people will gravitate toward what they like. I think that's fair game. Yeah.
Fair enough. So have you caught up?
We have a Mexican Zoidberg with the $2 super chat. Someone tell King to stop monkeying around.
Oh my God! What is it? Oh my God!
Shout out to Pike Infusion for getting.
Yo, I'm done with you. I'm getting my thoughts off.
Shout out to Pike Infusion for getting that Friday the 13th code that I put in the chat.
No doubt. Nice. I'll make my point quick because we ran long with this topic. Look, I'll be honest. I'm a traditionalist. You guys are making sense with the separating, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get the free-to-play thing. I truly do. And it probably will be okay. But my old OG self can't stand by and them separate this game. Not only are you going to separate this game.
Everybody said all this monkey business.
All this monkey business. It's just like, you've all, like, to me, it's optics. You've already got people upset when they seen how this thing. Shout out to Jez. He said it looked like a Lego game. Right? Shout out to Jez Code of Windows. You know what I'm saying? And like, you've already been memed to death, right? we cool with the delay. I think the fans say, you know what? It took gumption. I agree with King.
Especially after the Bethesda purchase.
Right, because like I believe that, let's be real, we all know Halo Infinite was synonymous with the Series X launch. That thing, if you guys have the Series X at IGN, like at the back of the box is Halo Infinite. Like that thing was planned to ship with it. Oh, Brandon with the exclusive.
This little Halo box
Oh,
right here.
I'm hating. That's fire. That's fire. Oh, I'm so jelly right now. I'm so jelly that man got that fire.
Dude, it is heavy.
It's heavy.
The thing is like made of concrete.
Oh, do me a favor, grab it and then like put your hand on top. Is it hot? Does your hand burn? Because that's the rumor. The rumor is
cool. No, that's blown out of proportion. Is it hot? It's as hot as any other console. It is not bad at all.
I don't know, Brandon. I assume that background's fake and your whole house caught on fire.
I'm going to give you the exclusive right now. I'm in real 3D meat space.
Salute the Lord Brandon with that exclusive, man. Look, I'll make it quick. Look, selfishly, man, I just feel you owe it to the base and the optics to ship a complete package. We wait. I think the base would wait. I think they're more comfortable with waiting and getting it right. Now, the only thing I will say with Lord Brandon, I completely agree. At this point, with this amount of investment, like, it's coming hella high water. Like, this thing's coming out. Like, whether it's, bad or not. But I think that, I do have a little confidence in Staten. Obviously he's one of the OGs, and, I mean, I don't know if Chris is being labeled as the fall guy here, but, he was politely showing the door, in my opinion, these type of moves, So, at the end of the day, I do think, again, I don't know what's going on in that studio. But I do feel there is some mismanagement going on because, again, how does that, we've talked about it before, like how does that ship, actually the trailer release and no one didn't pull anyone to the side and say, hey, this is not.
Nobody saw Craig. I'm going to tell you right now, nobody saw Craig. Right. And everybody looked at it and they was blowing smoke up everybody's butt talking about how hot it was. Right. Until it hit the streets because they was looking in the mirror by themselves. Now the world see them and they was like, "Oh, we're not hot. We don't got dance moves, and we got to cook this." All right, yeah, it happened.
No, I agree. All I'm saying is, to me, the bigger, the egregious thing is, again, if you're promoting power, you're promoting the Series X as the most, and then your flagship is looking like that. There is some disconnect. There is something. I mean, someone's not there overseeing and saying, "No, fam, that's not it." You know what I'm saying?
That's what I said in the video that I made a couple days ago. Shout out to my video. I was like, look, like Microsoft's promoting this power, and they only got 30
and
optimized games.
And that's the thing, because now all the eggs were in that basket for launch. You know what I'm saying? Now it's such a gaping hole. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to reiterate the whole thing. All I'm just trying to say is this.
Let me ask this question.
Yes.
If Halo comes out, they show Halo, right?
Right.
And it's a resounding hit.
Right.
Right? It blows.
That's a big if.
It's a big if, but we'll take it.
I'm talking about back then.
Right.
Right? The first time they showed it. Let's say it's a resounding hit. No Craig happens. It's mind-blowing.
Right.
Do we get the ZeniMax deal?
Yeah. I think the ZeniMax is coming regardless.
I don't think the ZeniMax still had anything to do with it.
Yeah,
I think ZeniMax just wanted to be bought at that point.
I think that was happening. That's all.
That's too big of a deal for that.
Yeah, they was cooking that. The lawyers and all them, they was working. Yeah. All I'm saying is, the last point I'll say is just that, for me, the big red flag, which I'm glad it got delayed, is what, Kay? You're ridiculous. The last thing is just that when I saw that there was no ray tracing, all these next generation features that were supposed to be there weren't there at launch. That was a red flag to me. But again, Staten's there. I'd rather them take their time, let it cook. I don't even care. 2021, we got time. Just let it cook. Yeah. Let it be a good game. That's all I got. So we caught up and we got to move on, man.
We are caught up on Super Chats.
All right, cool. Saab, this is you. Let's get these moving. PlayStation Plus, man.
Yeah, man. So they recently announced it earlier this week. They announced that PlayStation Destruction All-Stars, one of the launch games for the PS5, was not going to make launch, and that it was being pushed to February, but it was releasing for its first 2 months out in the market. It was going to be part of PSPlus. Right. Later in the week, I hear muffled something.
Muffled laugh.
It might be that he's suffocating. I don't know. And then we have Bugsnax is part of November's PS Plus offer. So what I want to know from you guys is way back when we talked about how does PlayStation sort of compete with Game Pass, and we talked about the possibility of a more robust offering out of PS Now, even PS Plus being sort of folded into PS Now, which doesn't seem like that's going to be the case at least anytime soon. Seems like they're sort of spotlighting PS Plus, but do you think, besides the fact that these games probably did not sort of bode well in terms of pre-orders for both of these games, right? When you think about the rest of the launch lineup, these games probably did not do well in terms of pre-orders. But the fact that they're willing to give you these games that were previously, I think, $40 and $70 at retail, just give them to you now in PS Plus. Is this sort of their way of trying to increase that offering and sort of give you, like I've said this before, like a Game Pass light
experience?
Light experience, exactly, where they're not going to give you their AAA bangers, day and date on there, but they're willing to give you these type of games, right? When you look at Destruction All-Stars, obviously multiplayer, if you look at the success that Rocket League had, obviously that's one way you could take it. But what do you guys think about them putting these games into PS Plus?
Right. Let's get to it. Lord Brandin, I don't know if you're familiar with their ecosystem as much, but these titles were supposed to be $70 release titles, I believe, for PlayStation.
I don't think Bugsnax was.
Well, shout out to Bugsnax. I don't know Bugsnax. Shout out. But what do you feel? Obviously we know what Game Pass brings as far as value, right? What do you feel about when you hear these type of games move into the PlayStation Plus service? Like, you think that they're gearing up as far as from like a Game Pass like service? Like, what's your thought process on that?
Yeah, it's a question that they're going to have to answer at some point, right? Like, you're only as good as competitive as you are with your competition. So, Sony doesn't have an answer to Game Pass right now. They have tried iterations in the past, PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now. There have been answers, but nothing like. And to be fair, this isn't a detriment to Sony. Nobody has figured out the Netflix for games that they've been talking about for 10 years. Microsoft was really the first one that hit on it with Game Pass. So. I don't envision PlayStation, Plus becoming Sony's answer to Game Pass. I think what this is an attempt to sort of quickly inflate value of the service for its audience as well, because Sony's launch lineup looks way better than Microsoft does right now. But Microsoft has Game Pass, so as soon as you blow through Miles Morales, what are you doing? Right. Whereas with Microsoft, they're not huge, big next gen games, but those will come. Yeah. So I am more into a Series X because I know what I'm getting with it and I know the value that is associated with it. Right. With Sony, I think they're adding Bugsnax and Destruction in order to create value for their users when they open their box on in next week. Is it next week already? Yeah.
Yeah. Getting close. I get close to that box. You got in your house already. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Lord Alec, there you back. Looked like he stepped away for a second. But sorry, I'm gonna get the super chat. Then I'll
no, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Get it.
Are we talking about the PlayStation thing?
Yeah, man. Bugsnax, Destruction All-Stars in PlayStation Plus. Are they gearing up, man?
Look, man. Let's be real here. Those games weren't selling like that. So it was just at this point. It's like, let's make our service look hot.
You're good at Brandin.
The PlayStation Now collection thing. They're looking. They're not trying to compete with Game Pass. They're just trying to give value over Game Pass in some form that they possibly can. So you pick up a PlayStation 5, you'll probably get a month of PlayStation Now. I don't know how PlayStation does their stuff. If you have PlayStation Now, you'll be able to just proactively have access to all these games, just buying the console.
Yep. All good. Lord Soft super chat. Then yourself, sir.
We have Shane Tomlin with the £2 super chat. Has Lord King had his nose or teeth done?
Both got done this morning.
You funny. Oh, good. What else?
That's it. Oh, yeah, that's super chat.
All right, man. So, King, man, what's up? Is this a soft topic?
Well, I told you. I told you this was gonna happen, and this is just a test bed. Jim Dance Ryan is out here. He's making his moves, and y'all See, and what I noticed is the narrative. They start shifting the goalposts. Oh, well, those are not AAA bangers, man. Like, I don't care what you're saying. That's day and date. It's inside your service.
Day and date
inside your service.
So this is the beginning.
This is the test bed. Okay, so when Destruction All-Stars comes out, it's inside their service. When Bugsnax hit, it's inside their service. So you can run from it, you can cry, you can scream, but it's inevitable. And it's gonna happen, and he understands that he needs to make money. He wants to be the best CEO that they have had. So what's he doing? He's following Phil, Dominus, Maximus, and William Spencer, and he showed you the way. So why not? Why not take those lesser titles that weren't going to sell? And I'm pretty sure they saw the metrics, because now they have the metrics. They saw the metrics. They said, okay, who's not pre-selling right? Oh, these dudes. Okay,
yo, you might be onto something.
We gotta have these numbers get inflated. So we talk about engagement when it comes to these games. Bugsnax, nobody was buying Bugsnax. Bugsnax was a huge joke. But what now? Once it's in PlayStation Now or the PS Plus, the engagement is up. Why? Because you're gonna have nothing to play after Miles. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna look towards Bugsnax. Well, it's in there for free. Whatever. Let me check it out. And then you see there are other games that's inside that same service. Listen, there's nothing wrong with it. I told you, I was not purchasing any PlayStation Plus unless they started changing their ways.
Factual.
He lowered the price. He's allowing you to get inside PlayStation Now, and they did some PlayStation collection. I'm going to give them some money for the first 2 or 3 months to see how it goes. They're going to get my bucks now. So why not do this? If you act like it's bad, this is a fantastic move, because I would have never tried Bugsnax otherwise.
Fair enough.
I'm going to try Bugsnax now, and I'm going to try the Destruction Derby All-Star.
Brandon cannot stop laughing at you. I just see his face, and he just erupts.
Big monkey talking about Bugsnax.
The fact that you eat a banana and then your hands turn into bananas, I think that's incredible.
I'm done. Moving on. Okay. Yeah, so super chat to me.
No, we're good on
All right, go. Let me jump in. Listen, competition is good, man. Competition is good for gaming. I like it, man, because I'm with King. I was not comping Destruction All-Stars, and I definitely was not comping Bugsnax. But now that they're in PlayStation Plus, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt, right? You just boot it up. It's there, and it's downloadable. No streaming stuff. This is where I agree with King. This is it. Got to hit the little Game Pass. Game Pass effect. You know what I'm saying? Competition is good. Make your service more attractive. I love that kind of thing. And but the thing I think nobody's talking about, Sov, that I really want to jump in, is that that PS Plus collection.
Yeah.
That's the Trojan horse to me. Because I look at that lineup, and I don't care nobody's. That lineup is fire. Did you see that lineup, Sov?
Yeah, most of their first party stuff, a lot of third party stuff as well.
Days Gone's in there, Detroit's in there, Fallout. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't buy.
Yeah. He's stupid.
Hey, guess who's gonna be playing those games now?
Keep Mario out of this. But look, Persona 5's in there. Last of Us Remastered. Like, these are bangers from Sony. The minute you have PS Plus, boom, right in there. Ratchet and Clank. These are huge games. Infamous World, Monster Hunter World. I'm a huge Detroit fan. Like, this is worth it. And then I know, obviously, the service gives you the cloud saves, right? So I believe as well. So you can do so you don't have to do the weird Wi-Fi transfer that they want you to do if you ain't got the service. But this adds value to the service. I like it. It's a big step in the right direction.
Yeah,
so,
I think when we first talked about Shuhei sort of getting quote, demoted or whatever it was, and him being sort of in charge of sort of the indie initiative,
right.
I immediately thought, I said, this is how they try to make PS Plus or PS Now more robust. Right. Shuhei is going to work hard to get games day and date into those services to at least have it compete with Game Pass in some way, shape, or form. And like I said, I just think once you start seeing the engagement numbers, once you start seeing the purchase numbers, because again, Matt, shout out to Matt Piscatella, he said this all the time. He's like, the moment you have that game available to everyone, it's inevitable that the sales of it are just going to go up. Right. And it makes you wonder, why is that? Why would the sales of it go up when have it for free. It's just the way the human mind works, right? When you have something, and especially the way Sony does it, where it's there for a limited time. Even their first party stuff is there for limited time. So you'll have it for 2 months. After that, it'll go on sale for whatever. But if you like the product, you're going to go ahead and buy it. So I just think these are the beginnings of this. This is the.
I agree. I think it's literally planting the seed. Let me get my man Schnitter Design real quick because he coming for me. He said, "But hey, Cog, if you had a PS4, you played those games years ago." True, but the thing is, you got to understand, we can't think selfishly as ourselves as gamers. There's still going to be new people that jump into the ecosystem, and people who, for financial reasons, maybe they didn't cop. They had.
I wasn't buying them at all. I was waiting for this now. And then it was coming, and here I am.
Let's be realistic here. Like us as consumers that have bought these titles throughout the years, we have every right to want them to carry on to the next platform.
Absolutely. Like, and with enhancements and stuff like that. Let's get the super chat. We got to move.
I don't know about all that, but listen, let the baby walk first. Let it crawl, and let's get to walking. Let's go on now.
We have no ducks given and then some with the £2 super chat. I'm so far behind, still no king outbursts.
No, you missed it
today. The topics today are very clean and nice.
Wholesome king. Yes. So you all set off?
Yeah, we're all good.
All right, no doubt. Final topic. Let's get moving because we are running behind, and I want to keep this man hostage. Lord Brandon's got a lot of things he got to do. But Lord King, man, you surprised the realm. Stitch. This is not a LordCognito topic, for the record. You always accuse me of the Switch topics. Lord King.
Nintendo for the win, baby.
I can't with you. Lord King, you are up. Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, I gotta hear why.
I gotta hear why you want this topic. Let's go.
Tell you something. Okay, so lo and behold, I'm watching YouTube.
Let's continue.
You're so rude, but I get you. Listen, I'm watching YouTube, and then I see a Nintendo Direct pop up. I'm like, what? All right, let me check it. It's a mini. So when they said it, they said that it was their Partners Direct. So I said, okay, let me check it out and see what they have.
Right.
All right. That Bravery Default 2,
fire.
I'm gonna tell you right now. When I was looking at it,
coming in hot.
This joint look next gen. What the hell are they using? Right? So I'm looking at all the games that they're being shown. What people didn't understand, and I remember last year they did Resident Evil, and they did it on the cloud stream, right? And if you were able to do a VPN, you were able to get in on the cloud streaming and cheat it. So when I saw it, the graphics was incredible, and I'm like, wow, they are able to go to the next gen without changing the hardware. In 2 weeks, well, in 1 week, now it was 2 weeks then. In 1 week, these next generation hardwares is coming out, and our main concern was, how is the Switch going to keep pace? Well, Nintendo just showed you how they will keep pace with the cloud-based infrastructure, and they launched it so you can check it with control. And I like how
actually not that bad either.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about
it. And it has ray tracing.
Yes, performance modes.
When these 2 next generation consoles come out next week, and there's no ray tracing, but Nintendo has ray tracing.
Nintendo got the ray tracing coming in hot. Look at them.
Like, Nintendo literally came in, and they always doing their own thing. They took the rug and they pulled it out from under these 2 feet, and they said, you don't have to upgrade anything. All you got to do is have a stable connection. See you next week. And they right now, and they don't care. Nintendo continues to move by the beat of their own drum. I just want to, did y'all see that Nintendo Direct and was excited as much as I am?
So just a question from the ignorant people like me that have no idea how they're doing this. It's like a streaming service that will be on the Nintendo Switch. So you buy the game and you could stream it to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, so pretty much there's a demo right now. The way it works is you go to Nintendo eShop, you download the demo for Control, right? It's like basically, I guess, their cloud client or whatever it may be. And then they're letting you do that for free. So they let you get like a stage in. You pick your modes, performance, or with the ray tracing on. So I think it's like a 60 frames per second mode versus a 30 frames per second with ray tracing. You play it. They let you get about a stage. And as soon as the stage ends, it's like, all right, yep, that was a nice demo. $39.99 if you want the game, but it's the deluxe edition. I believe the definitive version, of the game. I can't.
To me, when it comes to stuff like that, say, look, like that's cool and all, but there ain't no way I'm gonna pay full price. Well, it's not full price, but I assume if
What's full
third-party
price for that
titles
game?
are gonna cut, well, yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like
Right.
from why I didn't pay for Control, but like I'm not paying that kind of money for a full price game to stream something. Like
fair enough. That's just
it's just not, especially on the Switch. Like,
listen,
if that game is available somewhere else, it's being played there.
Listen, I'll get to me when it's my turn, but I want to get Lord Brandon in, man. I don't know if you've heard about this streaming technology. I believe it so far. Resident Evil, like King said, Hitman will be another one, and then also Control, which has a demo now. Like, what do you think about this strategy by Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, I mean, I think smart money is you never bet against Nintendo,
Woo!
right? So Nintendo doesn't need to beat Microsoft and Sony at their game. Nintendo's not even playing that game.
Factual.
Nintendo just needs to make it possible for its people, for its audience to enjoy what it does. And I think this goes a long way in that, right? Like, it's not trying to compete and be the biggest and best and shiny piece of hardware, piece of plastic in your house. But if it can allow you to experience things close to or at level with other consoles, you know, and the cloud element is just another tool in its box that enhances what Nintendo does really, really well, which is unique experiences with its first party lineup that you literally cannot find anywhere else.
And you know, Lord Brandon, one of the biggest things that I have to give to them is how confident they are in this. They're like, we're going to let you play. We're going to let you dabble a little bit in these games to show you that if you buy this game, this is the type of experience you're going to have with it. And sure, like multi-consoles such as myself, you know, I might not play it on that platform, but like my cousin Storm, he's only a Switch gamer. So that's his only option. And when he could play the Control, he's like, yo, I could still play your game on the Switch, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. No, fair enough. These are fantastic points. Lord Soft, man, where you at? Switch game, cloud gaming. What's going on, man? Switching to cloud.
I made fun about the Vaseline version, but the fact of the matter is this:
who got the definitive version of Control? Say it, Soft. Who's got the definitive version? As of right now, forget about next gen. Switch coming in hot.
I have to say, look, because when they did it for Res Evil, right? And I first saw it, I'm like, okay, they're not completely confident because it's only in Japan, and they didn't want to it didn't feel like they was necessarily confident what they would get on the Western front. So the fact that and what I heard about the company that they're using for the cloud, it's a very small company, right? It's not, they're not using this Azure or anything like that. Right. But the fact that they can put that out there and just see the reaction that people have, the experience that people have, and they're willing to do this. It's Nintendo being forward thinking in a way that you don't expect Nintendo to be forward thinking. Like a lot of times Nintendo's forward thinking, like when we saw the Switch and what it was, we were like, okay, obvious, but only Nintendo would think of that, right? They're always they're in their own lane. They're in their own lane, and usually they always hit in that lane. So for them to look at the general landscape and say, okay, how can we fit into this general landscape as it's moving forward with the cloud gaming and stuff like that? It's kind of fantastic. It's kind of fantastic. And if you do have the connection to do it, and you're not going to, you're not ready to invest $500 in a new console in a couple of weeks, then this is crazy. This is fantastic. And then in addition to that, they still continue to be sort of the indie machine, right? A lot of indie games that come day and date to the PC. Exactly, the PC are making their way to Switch very early. A lot of them would exclude.
Stitch spending time on you. You don't like Nintendo talk. Turn.
Stitch is not about Nintendo talk.
Listen, guys, make sure y'all stick around. The giveaway is going to be given drawn today at the end of the show. So do not leave if you're a member of the Realm, or if you're a Patreon member, because you want to know if you won that Xbox Series X or that PlayStation 5. Stick around.
Yes, sir. Continue. So
yeah, I mean, beyond that, like I said before, they had the Age of Calamity demo. They had a couple other smaller games. They had No More Heroes 1 and 2 remastered coming to actually dropping yesterday. So it's stuff like that they do. We've talked about how Nintendo's been relatively quiet this year. Obviously, COVID has affected everybody, but I think everything they've dropped it's been fine. You haven't had the big banger, right? We haven't gotten Metroid, or we haven't gotten the next Mario.
Shout out
But
to Jared in there.
yeah, I think they filled the void pretty well with the stuff that they're doing. So
yeah, I'll jump in and make it quick. Look, shout out to the Direct. Shout out to King for putting me on to a Nintendo Direct that I missed. So shout out to him on that, because I definitely missed it. But yeah, Bravely Default, Tool Up the Fire. I thought it was a strong showcase. Obviously the what was it? Addict the prequel to Breath of the Wild, where it's gonna be like Dynasty Warriors thing. It actually looked good. I thought it looked good. Hyrule Warriors.
I actually am looking forward to that.
Yeah, it looked good. I can't front. They had a couple of games with No More Heroes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our boy Neil, who's a big fan. Neil Jones, the developer we had on last week. He's a huge fan of that. But Sov and King, you guys are on fire. I honestly think this could be the secret weapon, man, because I'm with you, King. I'm with you, Sov, in the sense that I don't attribute Nintendo to cloud and forward thinking. I'm gonna be honest. Like I feel like they're in their lane. They are perfectly fine at doing what they're doing. The numbers and MPD clearly is in their favor since this, Switch has been doing what it's doing. But when I look at it, I always felt like, remember, King, we kept saying Switch Pro. When does it come? Yeah. They're gonna have to do something.
Biggest question to you is if they really perfect this, do you think a Switch Pro is ever gonna happen?
Yeah, I think it does happen. I think
to me, they're doing this makes me feel like that they're not really interested in a Switch Pro. Right. I feel like if they were interested in bringing third-party platforms, they wanted to make a stronger console, this wouldn't be necessary.
I mean, I will say this. I think it's one of those things where it doesn't make it urgent now. Like, as urgent. They're sitting pretty. They're still raking in the dough. There's still the revenue, the games, their first-party IPs go through the roof. We already see. I think for me, again, with King and Solve, I'm completely agreeing, is that I just wondered how they were going to survive when you have these high-fidelity games that as Saul puts it, the Vaseline version, there ain't no scaling down to that Tegra chip. Sorry. You know what I'm saying?
But I think the biggest thing is like the people that game on those platforms, they don't care about that stuff. They don't.
You're right. Nintendo has its own lane, but it is something to be said to have an ecosystem that might not necessarily ever see a game like Control, Hitman, Cyberpunk, or whatever, right? Yep. And now able to play these next generation experiences. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I tested that demo. Latency wasn't that bad, man. It was actually really playable and responsible. Now, the question I want to flip back to you, King, because this is a great topic, was we know, Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer, Dow Aurelius, as you call him. We know he is a fan of xCloud and getting Game Pass onto different platforms. He's cool. He said he's cool with that. To me, when I see Nintendo dabbling in this forward thinking, could this potentially set up, you know what I'm saying? In the future, maybe Nintendo and Microsoft play nice, a little Azure server deal go down. No. Xbox Game Pass apps, King? No. Am I reaching for the stars? I'm doing too much?
I've been watching what he's been saying lately. I've been watching all his interviews, and he wants to win this generation. All that conversation is after he conquers them. So after he conquers them, then
Brandon agrees.
That can happen, but right now the main concern is a successful launch, maintaining a steady flow of consoles, because I feel that whoever has the availability, that's going to determine the first to 10.
Why are you putting time in the chat?
The first to 10 is going to be the actual winners. Now,
10 million.
Technically, Game Pass is already at 10 already, right?
Oh god!
Okay, here we go.
I'm just saying, like, if you're looking at it as a platform, and Game Pass is a platform, it already has a foothold going into the next generation.
Game Pass is a service on a platform.
Well, they're using it as a platform because every game that they showed at the what was that, the June show?
Yeah,
all those games are in Game Pass.
Right.
They're using this as a platform moving forward because they told you they're looking at Roku sticks type of services, things that you could just take a controller. So you're going to be able to purchase a controller with a little Roku stick for like $100, throw it inside and play Game Pass. Listen, that is a platform within itself. They're trying to establish that, and then they can worry about other stuff later. I don't see them putting their stuff on PlayStation
I don't
or
either.
Nintendo
Okay.
anytime soon. After he conquers that part, then
I don't like you.
he'll go there.
That's
I
talking
believe
about
so.
conquering anything.
To
But
be
anyway,
honest-
to win a
To
generation.
be honest with you, I feel like he's using, the Switch people. He's using the phone to get to them. If you want to game on like if you're on PlayStation, you got PC in the Roku thing. Like he ain't looking at those consoles.
No, listen, I feel this. All I'm going to say on is this: I wouldn't be mad if it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can hope. You know what I'm saying? But the last thing I'll say is, as far as the new Switch is like a Switch Pro, whatever. Hey, you throw in some Bluetooth support. Throw on maybe Wi-Fi 6 off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get your infrastructure up. If Nintendo is going to commit to cloud, get your
Tegra 2 chip.
Set that Tegra 2 popping.
Control.
Yes, the Joy-Cons that don't drift, and we gonna be all right. So that's where I'm at with it, man. We got a lot. Look, we got a lot to go on. First of all, let's do this poll and get Lord Brandin on it, because I know I've kept him super long, and then we'll do our giveaways. But so, have you got anything on the super chat before we move on to the poll and get out of here?
I think we're good.
Think we're good? Okay, cool. So, new poll. We're up as soon as I said, my brother Boom. Hold on, let me get Boom.
What up, Boom?
What's up, brother
Happy
Boom?
Halloween, Boom.
You see what you're missing, Boom? Shout out to Tell Out Super Chat for my brother Double Barrel Gaming, Mr. Boomstick L, supporting my brothers. Also, could you give Mrs. Boom a very happy 50th birthday? She is absolutely amazing and my best friend. Yes, happy birthday to Mrs. Boom. Salute the Rel, salute Double Barrel Gaming. That's my guy right there, always putting in the work. He's got like 5 shows this week. I already know he's cooking up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord, Stitch is coming for me. $5 Super Chat. Cog, stop. Your games are maxing resolution at 720p. It's not that hard to stream. Let's be real. They still don't have party chat. Listen, man. You got to have a foundation. You got to start somewhere, man.
Well, let's be real here. Was he wrong?
He ain't wrong. They got to fix their party chat. Shout out to Luke Lordy and Separate Ghost, my man. $2 Super Chat. Salute to the Lords. You already know Expansion Podcast. Yo, check him out, man. Great audio podcast. That's my guy. When you going to invite me, Ghost? I ain't getting no invite. What's up? Anyway, continue. But look, new ILP Pro, we got to get about here. With Halo Infinite losing another top director during its development cycle, which course of action do you think 343 should take prior to releasing the game? The choices are A, scrap the initial vision entirely, remake with a new graphics engine.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you just said.
That's
B, get the functional part out to the masses. Separate single player and multiplayer when each are ready. Brandon agrees. C, delay until the completed version of Halo Infinite is ready.
That's the one I want, right
That's
there.
right, that's what I want to. And D, I don't care. It's y'all fault. All that damn Twitter bullying did this to my man Craig the Brute.
Wait, is that you supposed to be Craig the Brute? Is that what's going on, King?
For Craig.
King is officially known as Craig the Brute now.
Listen, man, that is the choices.
Is light skin.
I'm done. That is the question. These are the choices. Please write the vote when it goes up on ILP Twitter. Lord Brandin Tyrrel, senior editor of IGN. An absolute pleasure. Rocked with us the entire, and we kept him hostage in all type of Halloween suits, and the man is busy.
Thank you for having me. It has been a blast, man.
Thank you, brother. Where can the fine people find you? And what do you got going on, sir?
You can find me on IGN, and you can find me on Twitter. It's just my name, @Brandin Tyrrel. I'm not on it a ton, but I usually reply to people. So
salute, brother. Absolute pleasure. Again, thank you so much. A huge fan of what you do, man. Keep the hard work ethic up. And again, an inspiration. Your story was truly inspiring. We love to hear that kind of stuff here in the realm. Of course, you're welcome back anytime. You're a Niners fan, so you know what we got to do today, baby. Make sure get you started.
I don't have.
Let's go.
Here we are, right there. Right there.
Woo! Oh, look at that conference chip. Look at that NFC chip. My man. Time. They hit us in the time. But bro,
I'm gonna leave here and go start my pregame ritual.
Exactly. Yo, Soft Kick. Y'all want to say your outros to him before he bounce out for Lord Tyrrel?
Oh, absolutely, man. Big shout out to Brandin Tyrrel for coming through. It's true. As somebody who watches IGN a lot, you see his entire journey. When he came on and you only saw him on a few things, you're like, who is this guy? Yes. And then little by little, he starts bringing more things, and then you realize that he's part of the permanent staff. Mm-hmm. So just happy to hear your story. Mm-hmm. The fact that, another indication that hard work always pays off for if you're passionate about something, you want to do something. I mean, same with Miranda. When Miranda was on, she talked about how it's just the hustle, hustling, and you will get what you definitely what you deserve. When I really became a fan of Brandin was when obviously Twitter and the vitriol sometimes. Miranda got attacked for something and Brandin pounced.
Oh no, his gun was ready.
Yeah.
He shot, busted shot. He wasn't
and I
playing.
was like,
He got gangster quick. I got scared. I said, "Let's don't get locked up, Brandin."
I went back and deleted those.
Yo, no, thank you, Brandon. Please. I was like, Brandin gonna get locked up.
I came on a little strong there, but
it was necessary. It was necessary.
The truth of the matter is, you catch a lot. When you're online, and we all have thick skin. You got to have thick skin, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to survive.
Miranda don't look like it, but she about to smoke too.
No, she about to smoke.
Oh, don't mess with her.
Yeah, don't mess with her. Yeah, she's about to smoke.
She's little, but she packs.
Yeah.
She definitely hit me with a couple 1-2s.
She slapped you upside the head. Come
the truth of it is, you catch one of us on a bad day, and
Fair enough. And we know how the internet is, man. But yeah, thick skin. Lord, Attic King, you want to get some outros to the legend, Brandin Tyrrel?
Definitely, Brandon. You're one of the highlights of Unlocked. Miranda's a little less after she hit me with that 1-2.
She fell down a rank now.
She fell down a rank, man. She hit me with that 1-2, and I was like, I'm gonna have to stop messing with this Unlocked as much. No, I'm joking. I appreciate you coming on, man. It was it was a great conversation.
Lord King Kong, thoughts to Brandin on his way out.
Brandin, it's a pleasure having you. I've noticed that is a common trait with all the Unlocked guys and women. Y'all all are diligent, patient, thoughtful, and hardworking. And it's a wonder why the team works together, because y'all all share the same traits. If you listen to all of your stories, y'all all are overachievers.
Actual.
And
Ryan's story was amazing too.
Yeah, but it's not even like overachievers. You get exactly what you work for.
Yeah.
So you're exactly where you needed to be because you worked as hard as you did for it.
Yes.
And it's amazing to see. And I truly appreciate you even coming on the show and sharing your story with us, your gaming history, and even sticking all the way through with me in a monkey suit.
Yeah. This is the highlight of my day. It's good.
Salute to Brandin for loving the smoke and the foolishness of the Iron Lord podcast.
And I guess to close on that, I will say that, if like, I mentioned during my story that there were times where I definitely thought like it's just not going to happen, right? But stick with it, and find work that speaks to you and that resonates to you, and then just try to mimic it. Do your best to just put out the product that you think is the best product out there, and stick with it. And there's gonna be a bunch of bumps, and it's gonna be hard, but you do it long enough, you get good enough at it that good things are gonna happen.
And what's funny, Lord Brandin, is ILP have the same bumps. There's times where we felt like maybe we ain't, maybe this ain't gonna go anywhere. And then we every year we keep. Oh my God!
No, King was a believer from the beginning.
I've never thought that.
King was a believer
every year, we keep growing and growing and growing. So
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And this is the first year of me in a monkey suit.
And this is where it all takes off.
And this is where it takes off. This is it, Brandin.
This is a great conversation, great group of guys. It's a really cool vibe.
Thank you,
it's
brother.
like just having a conversation with your buddies. So keep doing what you're doing, guys.
It means a lot to us, brother. Thank you. Enjoy your Sunday. Go Niners. And
I'll talk to
you soon, brother. Have a
all
good one, man.
All right,
take it easy, gents. Thanks again for having me.
You already know. Anytime, brother.
Man.
We have you back, too.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Lord Soft, it is that time, brother.
Well, hold on. I got one thing real quick before we go into that is, look, I did a giveaway for the members in YouTube, and I did one for the chat. After the show, I'm gonna put one up on Patreon, and for all the Patreon lords, definitely go out there and check that out.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to say one thing because I did want to have a different topic, but I couldn't be able to use that topic. But I told y'all about Big Navi. How this video feels now? What I told you about
Big Navi. Ooh.
Big Navi in the building.
Ooh. Yo, let's get the super chats and then Soft. You get into your spiel, man.
hold on. Give me a second. Okay.
We got a
first off,
bunch.
We got a bunch.
we got the Ravenflow with the $10 super chat. I predict if PlayStation and Nintendo yield and Game Pass gets on the platforms, Microsoft will claim victory on console-based gaming through subscriptions. The potential cap is 150 to 200 million subs. Next, Netflix is 100 million. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think that happens while Phil is in charge, because Phil is still always going to give us a box.
It took them years to get that much subscriptions.
Yeah.
So, but the moment that Phil is not in charge and they decide that they don't want to make an Xbox box anymore, I think that's the play, right?
I think the moment they perfect the online stuff, that will happen. But right now, we're years away from that being perfected. So.
No doubt, no doubt.
We
What else
have
we got?
the Liz 22 with the $5 super chat. I've been busy today, but jumping into the show to show my support. Salute. 10 more days, Xbox Series X.
10 more days, man.
Crazy.
I gotta put up the mask, fam.
The wolf, feed the wolves.
Yeah.
Addict.
Yeah, we got the Wise Old Gamer with the $5 super chat. Hey guys, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I want to say that although it took me a while to find you, it is an honor to have met you guys. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. I'll get this next one. I'll get this next
Me and you gonna get our destiny on, so you're definitely gonna pull through. God bless.
Yes.
See you soon.
Absolutely.
We'll be playing.
Absolutely.
So we got a $5 super chat from Gaming Forte. Before we start this video, please show support to the homie Gaming Addict. Link to his channel will be in the description. Only if you won this bet. All right, now let me briefly talk about that real quick. Me and Forte had a bet who made the most content in the month of October would get the loser would have to show the winner's channel on their channel. It was like for 15 to 20 videos. Yesterday, LordCognito can contest to this. I went home and I helped with something for ILP. I even said, "Yo, I can make this video right now and beat Forte." But I didn't, because I was like, I might as well just go out and tie with it, because we both was slacking this month.
Exactly. So it's a tie. You're both great content creators. Subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
Time.
Okay. Did you actually read the super chat? Forte?
No.
Did you read it? Okay. So we have Gaming Forte with the $5 super chat before.
No, I read it.
Read it?
I
okay.
I didn't even hear that.
I didn't hear that. He was rubbing it.
No, I read it, and then I talked about the bet.
Yes. Continue.
Right. So next,
saying time on me, and you ain't even listening to the podcast. I don't know. That's a little suspect.
That wasn't me. I say time.
I said time.
You got like 20 super.
People want they win this thing, man. Come on.
All right.
Look, man.
We have the Safe Space Invader with the $2 super chat.
Whoa. That is crazy, man. Safe Space Invader.
Yeah. One of my favorites, along with Wilbo Gaggins.
Yes, Wilbo Gaggins, yes.
Then we have Chet Vol, Twisted Kal-El with the £2 super chat. Salute to the king. Love ILP.
Woo, salute.
And we have Lady Boom, Josette Rivera with the $20 super chat. Thank you for the well wishes. I feel blessed to have reached this milestone, and even more blessed for the love I have received from everyone. Virtual hugs to all. Fantastic.
King Breeze.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, lady, Mrs. Boom. That's what's up. What else we got?
We have Jean-Marc Louis with the $2 super chat. What about VR, Jim Ryan? Jim,
damn.
what about VR?
Y'all smoke.
GameStop isn't buying any PlayStation VRs.
They're not buying any VRs.
Really?
None.
So let me let you know something right now. That's a very bad indicator.
Mind you, they're still selling, because I was looking into trading in my Oculus Quest to get the Quest 2.
Well, obviously, they're trying to get rid of that stock.
Yeah. So they're not taking trade-ins, though, but they are selling the Quest 2, though.
Yeah, they're selling Quest 2, but they're not taking no PlayStation VRs.
Didn't they just make a statement saying
Cat Daddy said, time, giveaway, time.
Look, man, just because I gave you guys that email, don't mean that
you Cat Daddy got that finger on the button. Yeah.
All right. Last super chat. We have Regulator 951 with the $2 super chat. Lord Nappy's theory coming into fruition.
No doubt. So, Song, is it that time?
It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! After months and months of preparation, and I won't say preparation, but speculation, it is time to give away these consoles. Again, we have El Boogie with the $10 chat. Great show. Can't believe you all ended this early. See y'all on the 10th.
You already know. Salute El Bugs.
No doubt. So full disclosure, guys.
Grown Women Gaming, salute. They salute. Subscribe to their channel.
We need to get them back on.
Yeah, we gotta get them back.
That was a fun show.
That was a fun show. Continue.
So full disclosure, guys, as we stated earlier, it has been a bit difficult to get our hands on these consoles.
Yes.
So we do not have them as of yet. So if you have a pre-order or something like that and you happen to win the console, don't go canceling your pre-order.
Yes, please.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Everyone will get, the winners will get their console. We cannot guarantee anything near.
You're going to get your console.
You'll get your console.
All right. So if you have a pre-order, continue with your pre-order.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then when it comes, give it back.
Let's get it, so.
All right, no doubt. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to do that in a moment. Give me a second.
Focus is on soft. Slow-mo says, how's the winner being chosen?
Make sure you click his screen when he shares it.
I got it.
Oh,
I got
you
it on the
thought I was
screen
going to
right
take
now.
my monkey hands and stick it inside the bag? Not today.
All right. Are we on it?
Yeah, you're on your screen. We're on your screen.
Okay. So you have, it says random name picker.
No, we're not seeing the share.
I don't see anything yet.
We didn't see the share for. Maybe you share the application or the window or.
It's the window. Well, it's sharing my entire window, so this is the window that I'm sharing.
Do you have two screens?
You have to.
No, it's just one screen.
This
This is what we get for not.
is
testing.
what we get with our testing. Great, awesome.
It works for me.
All right, hold on. It worked for him. You got to use that icon because usually it says application or window. And
Your entire screen, application window. Well, the entire screen. Okay, here we go.
Let's see.
All righty.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Now
Woo!
we cooking with
Now you
grease.
just click his screen to make
Yeah.
sure
Yeah, I clicked the
it's
screen.
going.
He good. He good.
All right. So, first off, I want to thank all of you guys who have supported us both on Patreon and YouTube. If you look at the names down here, these are 190 names. So we have, and I know some of them are doubled up. So at the very least, we probably have at least 170 like unique followers. So thank you guys for supporting us. This is all because of you.
Cat Daddy said we about to see some.
We're gonna see some big booty. Don't worry about his URL. Stop that. What he chooses to visit on his time is his business.
The good thing about our border and our overlays, you can't see his URL.
Look, everybody's looking at the top trying to.
I know everybody's so nosy at somebody's screen.
Now,
This is all work stuff. All work stuff. No.
Your man said big booty free. I'm done. Continue.
now keep in mind. I don't know anyone in the chat that doesn't know this, but if you were subscribed to both the member and the Patreon, you get two
double.
votes. So that's why you will see some of these have two.
Yes.
Scroll through that list real quick so people can see who's on.
Their names are there, and if you're twice, I didn't put your name next to your names next to each other, so they're both in there. Just don't worry about that. All right.
Exactly. You got that double chance because you were in both the Patreon. And
Iron Mike, you extra for that. That's not necessary.
I hope it's somebody that bothers me on Twitter.
Because sometimes the algorithm is funny and it may pick.
Yo, Slow-Mo said we ain't starting this until I see my name. Yo, Slow is stupid.
That's it. I saw
Show
my
Slow-Mo
name.
his name before he freak out and think we rigging this. There's
There
Slow-Mo. There you go.
Yo, I'm a member too. I can win.
Yo, y'all gonna stop with this I don't see my name. Y'all in there. Stop it.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Okay,
All right,
so Squirrely said he didn't see his name.
Squirrely in there.
I'm
In
sure
there.
I saw his name and I saw it twice. So
Squirrely said, ring. Continue.
I would defer to the Lords. Which one are we giving away first?
Ooh.
Let's give away the
Let's get the
X
PlayStation first. No, let's get the
PlayStation
PlayStation
first.
first.
No.
And then the Xbox would be. So we say the best for last, King.
Say the best.
Save the best for last.
There are three of you. Decide.
I say PlayStation first.
I say PlayStation.
King's been out. The Gorilla's been outvoted.
I'll vote him. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh.
the winner of the Iron Lords podcast PlayStation 5 giveaway is.
No, we gotta have a real one.
Oh my God.
J-Dub is a shill. The perfect PlayStation winner. Yo,
I can't believe that man won that.
J-Dub is a shit.
Look, J-Dub, how does it feel for all that trolling to pay off? Like,
Wait, is that the real J-Dub though? Is that? I
I don't think that's him.
don't think that's the real J-Dub. That's someone.
I don't think it's the real J-Dub.
Yeah,
that would be too much work for J-Dub.
that would be hilarious. Tell him what.
All right, congratulations, J-Dub is a shill. I know you want to be secretive about who you are, but you're gonna have to give me that government.
Exactly. Come up off that name and address, son.
Congratulations.
Watch it really be J-Dub. Watch it really be
Well, if that's really J-Dub, they gonna be happy. He probably gonna roll it back. Y'all probably get another chance.
Hey man, congratulations! You got a space heater.
A space heater.
You got a space heater. All right, ladies.
He got the biggest modem known to man.
So as we know, his name goes right back in.
Yep.
So there's no names removed from this.
Mhm.
So let's get rid of this. Let's give away this Xbox Series X.
J-Dub's a shit win again.
Yeah, we're gonna have problems.
All right, I'm about to hit the button. You guys ready?
Power your dreams. This is for the big one.
Baby.
Big money. No whammies. No whammies.
And the winner of the Xbox Series X is...
Let's get it.
Spitty Smith.
Big Mad Mo.
Oh, Big Mad Mo.
Big Mad Mo, where you at? Where you at?
Get that information up, Big Mad Mo.
Big Mad Mo. Salute.
So I think I don't remember where Big Mad Mo is from. If it's on YouTube, it's tough because we don't have any other information. So if Big Mad Mo happens to not be in the chat today, if you guys know him, make sure you let him know that he's won this console and we need his information.
Yes. Well, we have some information. You'll just have to confirm our two-step authentication process for you frauds. Try to act like you might not be.
I'm Big Mad Mo. I'm Mad Mo.
You Mad Mo.
And remember, if you're in the Patreon, remember I'm putting that up after the show, so you can still win something if you go over there.
Yes, Cat Daddy said, "Is there a time limit on the claim?" They look at him thirst. If you don't get back in 24 hours,
I really think that
you
is a
got to re-roll it.
we need to have.
Once again, big shout out to Cat Daddy Lurk.
Yeah.
The Xbox Series X is a donation to Cat Daddy Lurk. Cat Daddy is one of our most avid and loyal supporters. He said that he wanted to do this for the community, so big shout out to Cat Daddy.
He better be in that Destiny raid.
Yes, day one, sir.
No doubt. So congratulations to the winners. Like I said before, it is because of you guys that we can even do this, that we can even start doing this.
Do we like, that is a real question. If we give them like a month to respond, like
I mean, we don't want, sometimes people, for whatever reason, they're just not online or whatever. We'll do our very best.
Hold on. We got to get Jonathan B. I have a confession. I'm J-Dub as a shill and Big... Yo, Jonathan
Look,
B.
man, if you made 3 accounts to be a member on all, I don't know what to tell you.
More power to you.
No doubt, guys. But yeah, like we figured, you got a week to respond, bro. Like, come on. What y'all think? That's fair, Lords?
Yeah, we give it the next Sunday.
Let's say 2. Say 2. Let's see. You got all this week and next week. If you ain't there by then, we're going to have to redo it.
Because you knew it was going down.
You knew it was going down.
All right, then give it a week. You got a week. If you ain't by next Sunday, we're going to re-roll and give it away again.
Yeah, we're going to re-roll.
Because J-Dub is a show I know he watches.
Yeah. He watching right now. He's shaking in the room like,
No doubt, man. He said, look, said, do runner-ups just in case. Yo, Slow-mo. He said, I also have a confession. I am Jonathan B. Yo, y'all messy with these giveaways.
First off, I want to thank everyone in that chat, especially, Cat Daddy for sponsoring the giveaway. We do these giveaways, and we do, the giveaways on Patreon and members because you guys have been such a good community to us. You made me wear some overalls. You made me wear that nonsense. You're about to see. The members, you're about to see King almost die with the chip challenge. You're about to see that.
That's why you put that. Yeah, how long we got on
Well,
that? What I'm pulling up for that?
definitely
That's gonna be this week.
Okay, we gotta figure
I'm
this
gonna
out.
do that one chip challenge this week.
Okay.
Boom, bang.
Okay.
Just so y'all dudes know that I have the chip in my possession.
Mm-hmm.
The chip is here. The chip is here. The chip
And just to clarify,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is still going down. Cognito's supposed to be in the room with you, right?
Oh, that wasn't confirmed, but
No, I could pull up though. It's up to, I wanna make
Yeah,
sure
you
my
know, I
brother
think it'd be
live.
better if you did it. You both did it in the same room. That would
what do you mean you both did it?
No, I'm
Easy.
I'm not saying both of you. I'm saying you do it and he's in the room. I think that would be the funniest thing, man.
Yo.
Like, put in the chat, do you guys think Cognito should be there? Obviously, it's up to them. But I would like to see that, man.
Yo, every time we talk about this challenge, I start sweating. Man.
I start sweating already.
Listen, I've seen people eat it. I've seen whatever. It is what it is.
I've seen a few people eat it that had no issues with
I'm-
it. I think you're
listen,
fine.
man.
I think you're
Okay, if
fine.
you're gonna be there, I'm covered.
I'm not soft.
Ooh.
It's gonna go down. Will me. Watch
And, you know,
KOS,
like-
'cause I give you a shout out in that KOS.
Yeah, watch
Watch
KOS.
that Ghost Rider KOS.
Actually, the wise old gamer, he can't drink milk. So that's out of the question. And plus, you know, especially if they're able to do it, it shows that we actually know each other in these streets.
That's
Like,
factual.
Well,
That's
I'm
factual.
not. I don't drink milk, so
Yeah.
like you said,
that's what I said. You don't drink
I got
milk. You can't.
something for that, man. I'm
ready.
trust me, man.
He got that ice
Ready,
cream
training.
on standby. He's got that ice cream on standby.
Yeah.
No,
you got some stitches.
ice cream is milk, goofy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh no, Cognito said you had ice cream. So
No, I
just
got some. I
assumed
got something else.
All right, so he cooking. Look, let's get the super chat.
He's gonna cut his
I
tongue
got
out.
spit.
Go ahead.
I got spit.
we got perfect Shogun with the $2 super chat. So y'all didn't get my bribe. I'm salty. No, sir. The only thing that works through bribery is our monthly giveaways. Not these. These are on the
That's it.
up and up.
That's it.
Everything else is bribery, though.
No.
Then we got the wise old gamer.
Someone's gonna clip that, put that on Twitter.
The wise old gamer with the $2 super chat. My confession: I'm Cat Daddy Lurks. Then we have Stitch with the $5 super chat. I like that new tier the king has swimming on ice water.
What the new tier?
The new tier.
Swimming on ice water. Yo, I'm
Will
done.
want tiers of you.
So they're really trying to kill you, King.
Yeah. He tried. So we all caught up?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody, man. Fun show. Lot more stuff cooking in the round. Everybody did their outros already, right? We good, right?
Yeah, we're good.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, November gonna be litty. Got some fun stuff cooking up, possibly.
I'm selling mad consoles.
King's gonna make money, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Right now, man, the PlayStation's is flying $6,000 a piece.
But look out for November, man. We definitely, obviously, it's this month. We know the consoles are coming. We should potentially have some special guests cooking up in the realm, and December as well, man. That's what I got. Look, man, love y'all. Fun in the realm, man. Salute to Brandon. Salute to everybody. Enjoy your Sunday. Anybody got anything else before we get up out of here?
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, he got to go to bed.
Like I said, I'm gonna put that Patreon up. It's going up right now, so go straight there.
All right, y'all. We see y'all until next Sunday. Peace.
You